favorite songs before the stream even starts, 'cause I don't wanna get you to copyright claim. The last time I sang, I ended up getting a copyright claim. Luckily it was not a frickin' stupid strike. Ow. I need to stop doing that. Yo, what up, son? Pain. Hold on, I'm feeling pain. One sec. Ouchie. Ooh. Give me a second. Jesus Christ. Don't start pulling out Zoran yet. What do you call me a dumbass for?
From the planet Zoran, just to
What did I do to you?
You are a fucking dumbass.
Jesus Christ. What did I do to you? Jesus Christ. My God. There was
There's
no...
something on your face. It was pain. I just wanted to
on
annoy
your
you.
face. It was pain. Yeah. Got it. Let me see. How dare you pull out Zoran for unnecessary reasons? You shall be punished.
Hi caller, long time no see. Ish. Burb is eating chicken noodle soup. Extra noodles.
Got it.
I
Ooh.
require rest soon, but other than that I am well.
We finally got enough people for a 7-mile spanking machine.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Love it.
Spent last night playing GTA Online while watching Dr. Tyson talk about Stars and Galaxies. Was very mixed mood.
Talk about what? Talk about the stars and galaxies. Very mixed mood. Oh. Why? Because it's like
Heliobabs.
like extraterrestrial versus like, you know, extraterrestrial versus not
Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the
extraterrestrial.
astrophysicist.
Yes, oh, not yeah. What? Different Tyson, right?
Meow. The art
Wait.
is looking good.
Yeah. It's looking alright so far. You know, as good as I can make it look, I guess.
Any new stuff that I missed?
Well, let's see. Were you here for all of the Riddle School playthroughs? And the song that was, being written up previously? That probably wound up
I got
being...
enrolled into a Harvard online class colors.
What? How? Do I need, like, certain qualifications for that shit? God damn, well, look at you, Mr. Intelligent. I didn't realize I had intelligent viewers. My goodness. I'm kidding, you're all intelligent. You know, I just pick favorites among my children. No, I'm kidding.
CS50 online course.
Anyway. I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. Give it to me in you're talking to a dumbass terms.
That's because you're weak. Like,
Can burb eat chicken, which is a bird, and burb is a bird, so.
Cool. Yeah, you just have to have the correct mindset to be intelligent, you know? Yeah, it's all about the grind set, bros. Mordecai, it's all about the grind set. Muscle Man, what are you talking about? You just gotta have the right grind set, bro. Of course, you guys are...
level since I was 7.
Benson only yells at you because you guys don't have the right grind set. Well, I mean, I work a minimum wage job. It doesn't matter, man, if you work at a park or not. You gotta have the right mindset to work your ass off. Muscle Man, I get paid minimum wage. And I also get paid minimum wage. Right, bro? Anyway. Alright. Muscle Man, have you been listening to those Alpha Bro courses again? What? No!
Anyways, I have to go. Hanjin with family. Wish I could stay.
Okay, fair enough. Oh man, you don't want to be here for that sick Muscle Man Mordecai roleplay.
Bye.
I've definitely... Alright, yeah, good night, Fox. Appreciate you hopping on by. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is, man.
I wish I could.
I've been doing that lately, where it's just been, Alright, yeah, no, you're good, Fox. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, I don't know, I've been doing that a lot more lately, where I'm just, like, doing stupid-ass, like, character interactions. I don't know. What was the last one I did, where it was just, like, fucking where it was...
Advanced Computer Science. I'm looking to maybe get a full ride scholarship for the college I'm going to, and that's the best way right now.
Good fucking lord. Alright, you really, truly are a furry. My goodness. God damn. Good for you. What was I saying? I don't know. I just always have...
Berg drank 18 ounces of coffee.
Yeah, because, you know, like, furries always have, like, these, like, really crazy fucking, like smarty smart
What did you think of my
jobs
cover of 16 Tons by Tennessee
that
Ernie
could
Ward?
get, like, paid a lot, you know, that kind of thing. And, like, not like, nothing like insane schools or anything like that, but they're always just known for getting, like, the really good jobs in the future. What did you
I'm
think
not a
of
furry,
my...
just like Pokemon.
I see. Yeah, I gotcha. Anyway. Alright. What did you think of my cover of 16 Tons by... I, may not remember. I'm not going to lie, I do not remember. My brain does not remember things past a few hours, let's be honest. I'm very sorry, I just do not have that good of a brain. But y'all knew that. Y'all knew I am very dumb, so... There's people that are dumb, and then there's me.
Fair enough.
Where I am to the level where I am so stupid that I cannot remember absolute shit. So. So I gotta check one more thing and then I'll start the list today.
I had my first day's lecture today.
Ooh, interesting. Sounds very interesting. What was the lecture about, if you don't mind me asking? Damn it. Fuck. Ah. Balls has got caught somewhere. Ouchie. Alrighty, ladies and gents. Let's, see what we got in... Whoops, did not mean to delete that yet. Hold on. Not delete, I mean, I didn't mean to close that tab. Hold on. Alright, let's see what we got in... Whoops, did not mean to delete that yet. Hold on. Delete, not delete, I mean, I didn't mean to close that tab. Hold on. Delete, not delete, I mean, I didn't mean to close that tab. Hold on. Sorry, let me go all the way back. What the fuck? Okay, nope, that's politics. I'm skipping that.
Binary code, ASCII, assigning binary code to letters, algorithms, AI, and pseudocode, fake code.
Ooh, that is cool. That's really neat. Binary code, ASCII, distinct binary code to letters, algorithms. Hey, that's cool. Pretty sweet, man.
Technical difficulties. Please hold. I learned how to count to 31 with my hand.
What? What do you mean? You just like gain fingers or what? Okay, you're gonna have to give a little bit more context. 'Cause
Okay, I am back.
that sounds like very. Sounds very, It either sounds like you just learned how to count, or that you just like. Or I'm assuming that means something in coding terms. Okay, just making sure I didn't need to add anything else to this. Sure that y'all... Oh wait, no, y'all did submit more videos. Hold on. Second. I don't recognize you guys. Some more stuff. Okay, I need to get rid of all the stuff I also already watched. Hold on. Oh no, that already is in the playlist. Never mind. Okay.
I sent it in general. Yes, the middle finger is 4.
The fuck? Oops, I didn't mean to open up my editing program. Nope. Close. Thank you. Let's see. Ah, okay. Yes. Okay, I know what you meant. Okay, now I know what you mean. Got it, got it. Looks like the middle finger is also 8. Oh, never mind, that's the... Wait, hold on, this is a reverse. Yeah, this is a reversed. Okay, that's the pinky. Okay. No, it's not. It's a third finger. Okay. Got it.
You can count up to 24 on one hand by counting the sections and the space in between them using your thumb as a pointer.
Yeah, I got it. I got you now. Hold on. I'll show chat real fast. That's not what I wanted. That is what I wanted. There we go. Yeah, that. Interesting. Very interesting. Anywho.
Harvard has taught me it's okay to show the middle finger to people as long as you're counting.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, sorry, I was just counting to 4. My bad. No, I wasn't flipping you off. What are you talking about? Psh. Weirdo. Alright.
Anyway, good night folks, I will now take my daily respite.
Yep. You have a good night. Alright, alright. Cool. I forgot we're starting off with 5 years of cancer-free riff. Cool, awesome. Man, I can't wait to hear this. Oh wait, this isn't Oh. Oh. Okay. Wait, this is actually good. Oh wait, this is like a memory log thing. Oh, I actually feel bad now. I thought this was a meme. Oh, this is real.
By the way, if you want to learn it, every finger is the last finger times 2.
That is interesting to learn about. Your finger's a finger times 2. Interesting. This is trippy as shit. What the hell? Beautiful music, either way. It's repetitive, but hey. Huh.
And I just taught you binary. Haha, you fell into my trap, you asshole.
What? Well, the funny thing is... Okay, cool. Well, it doesn't mean you can't, doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean I learned anything. Just because you teach me something doesn't mean I'm gonna learn it. It's very hard to get me to learn shit now.
Womp womp.
Who sent me alternative music? This is a... It's like acoustic alternative. Cool. What? Is this where I'm at now?
About blinking. You are conscious about every time you blink and you have to manually blink.
You are now thinking about blinking. You're conscious about every time you have to manually blink. Sometimes, I guess. How did you know? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to add the meteorologist. Thought I'm live. Whoops. To tell them I'm live. Whoops. I do that often, don't I? Everybody.
Oh, by the way, there's a real Harvard-approved method on how to make toast. Take bread, put in toaster, push button, wait, take bread out of toaster.
Ow. Yeah, I know. Isn't that where that meme came from? Yes, I remember that was a thing we made fun of the rich boys for back then. That was like a massive meme back then. Very funny, it still exists.
No, I'm being fucking serious. I can show you the papers that show the Harvard toast making method.
Yes, I know. I've seen the papers of the Harvard toast making method. It was a meme in like 2008. I'm aware. I'm aware of what it is. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, what? Oh. Okay.
Hello, gamers. How are you? Still fantastic?
God.
Fantastic.
It got
Look to
redundant.
your left.
It was also
Cool.
introduced in
That
CS50.
was to your right, but it doesn't matter because you are
What?
now in a land where left is right and right is never wrong. Confused? You
Yes.
should be, because you're standing
What?
in a hot pool of lava that is slowly burning you to death. But have no
What?
fear. Through the mighty powers
What?
of Zeus, I have now made
Why
you
is there
immortal.
Minecraft?
Step out of the pool. You are now mortal again. Sorry about that, but the powers of immortality are easily abused. No worries, because I've wiped your memories of those experiences and replaced them with more pleasurable ones.
I am.
Did you enjoy that circus we just attended?
I-
Of course you did. Fantastic. Sadly, I
is
must leave
going-
you now, my friends. I need to go recharge the sun with the power of my awesomeness.
Guess what? I got new
Naturally,
earphones for
it won't
Easter
take long.
because I was too cheap to buy them. So now I can listen to your penis now.
Say
X.
absolute shitpost. What the hell?
Minecraft.
What? Okay. What did we just watch? Wait, this is... Anyway... What is going on? Hey,
What?
Hello?
Who's this?
Me.
wait a minute.
What do you want, Fatigue?
Hold on. This is... Is this Bedfellows? Hold on. Wait.
What are you up to?
Sorry, hold on. Who sent me Bedfellows? This is the first episode of Bedfellows. Who sent me this? I know what Bedfellows is. My god, y'all are going
Breeze
in
in
the
vague
real
direction.
deep surfaces of the breeze in vague direction. Oh. Was it you? You sent me Bedfellows? Earphones for
Oh no,
East.
I've never heard of this.
Oh, really? Well, whoever the hell sent me this is about to
just announcing
show you
myself.
a times capsule. Hi, how you doing, Nux? Welcome back. Well, you're about to because Bedfellows was something made quite a long time ago.
Be right back. I gotta finish my chapter.
Apparently, let me see how long it is or how old it is. It was made in 2012. So yeah, you know, somebody's an internet culture guru, and I know quite a few of you guys are. So I'm assuming the person that sent me this just wanted to see if I am familiar with it. Yes, I know what Bedfellows is. It's like I'm not gonna just like. There's a lot of things that I
Bedfellows.
don't
That
know.
reminds me, I almost had a boyfriend this week. But I got too panicky and worry why. So we're friends now.
What? Bedfellows. That reminds me of. Okay. Oh my god. That's unfortunate. Man, imagine being an introvert. I can't even say that. I am an actual extrovert, so I can't be like, oh, imagine being an introvert. Can't be me. It isn't me. That's the thing is, y'all introverts, man, I swear. Y'all overthink everything. So do extroverts, though. Don't worry. Just we think about overthinking things in a
fried
completely
chicken?
different way. Eating fried chicken? Yes. Extroverts love eating fried chicken. How did you know? My god, you figured us out. You figured it out. Extroverts love eating fried chicken. Quick, somebody snipe the booty wizard. Anyway. Yeah. You know, for anyone that was testing me on saying if I know there's a lot of things I'm not very cultured on the internet that I thought I was. That also is like something that exists. Yeah, but bedfellows I do know. That is one thing I definitely do know. I know what bedfellows is. You cannot get me on that, unfortunately. I know a lot of very big things back then, so, you know.
I'm actually an
I'm
introvert.
at work.
And how is work?
I know. All of y'all are. I know, that's why I was joking. I was like, how did you know? Hi, Pepe, welcome back. I was saying, because we were talking about like me being an extrovert, and then there's like something that was talking about like extroversion, and I was like, oh my god, how did you figure it out? Of course, like extroverts like chicken. I don't remember where that joke came from. You know, I don't know, it's weird, stupid joke. But anyway.
I work at a post office. What do you think?
That's good.
That's nice.
Okay then.
It's a funny story because we're both conservative Christian furries.
Oh.
You can
Conserva-
hang up now.
Wait. Hold on. That's a thing? I don't know. I don't even know anything with politics by this point.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
I missed bedfellows.
Oh, I missed Bedfellows? Yeah, someone sent me it, and now I guess somebody is culture testing. You know. As long as you're not one of the people that are like, you know, I didn't know, like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We're at a interesting time right now where people kind of, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. It is a very interesting thing to hear about right now for sure. Hopefully, I'm assuming you're not one of the bad ones. So there's at least that. I'm assuming you're not one of the, like, the bad ones that actually still, like, believe all this stupid, like, you know, extremist shit. I'm assuming. Because, you know, people, you know, I don't know. Hopefully. Hoping. I hope, at least.
Not until you hang up.
Bitch, you called me. You hang up.
No, you hang up.
Look up
Jack,
Sticker Mule and their 100-foot Trump sign with furries.
look up Sticker Mule and their 100-foot. I don't know if I want to.
That was funny.
Sticker Mule and their 100-foot. I don't want to get into politics, man. Alright, hold on. Sticker Mule 100.
Frenzy is non-binary to me.
Frenzy? What the heck is Frenzy? Oh, is that the purple dude? Or is that the... I don't remember. I remember who is who in this. I just remember seeing this a long fucking time ago. Sticker mule. What the fuck? You're right. What is this? 100
I'll stop
foot,
with politics now.
100
Purple one.
foot sign divides a new Yorktown? It's just an illuminated sign. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sticker Mule CEO unveils 7-foot tall Trump statue? Oh no. Oh Jesus,
But there were furries too.
this was recent. This was last month. When did this happen? I'm sorry. Like I just for some odd reason imagine like the current leader right now being like, oh yes, I love furries. Furries are fantastic. Furry conventions. And this is gonna be okay. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing a Trump joke. I am above a Trump joke. I'm sorry.
I didn't know that happened either.
No, it's real. Hold on. Let me hold on. Return to homepage. No. I want to get rid of this stupid thing. Oh no, hold on, the thing won't block it. Oh no, it won't block it.
You're better than that.
Better than that, yeah. I am not a late night show host. I have my lows, but I will never go that low. You know. I will never go
Look up
that
the Onion
low.
news about Trump unveiling the $500 golden furry tail at a furry convention.
Sorry. Huh? Dude, what the fuck? Okay, wow. Interesting. Man, I am very confused. Like, I will say we live in a weird time,
Correct.
for sure. Yeah, no. This one right here, the sticker mule people apparently made like again, not getting into the actual political aspect, just sticker mule CEO unveils 7-foot tall Trump statue. It's absolutely wild. Anyway. Not going into politics, I just thought I think that's just kind of funny. You know what, now we're just like going into a weird rabbit hole. Hold on. Look up Onion news about... Oh, it's Onion. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. It's the Onion, of course. Okay. I was about to say, I'm like... It's the Onion. It's the parody channel. Unfailing...
That is funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
Bedfellows is the best.
That is true. But you know what's also the best? The Onion. The Onion are very funny. What the fuck? Hold on, sorry. I'm sorry, the first thing I searched up when I looked up the Onion article, how you say, when I looked up the Onion article is... Hold on. It's rabbit holes. Okay, hold on, wait. One sec. So I looked up the thing you just said, right? Like, Onion news about, like, Trump unveiling $500 golden furry convention. I didn't mean to type in convention. I meant to type in tail, but it came up with Donald Trump at a furry convention having a panic at, and then it'll be a furry convention, you know. Fursuits attempting to attack him. God, it's beautiful. Anyway, let me hold on.
LOL.
That is pretty funny. Ay. Hold on. Onion news. I thought it's just usually they were called
I
The
looked at both
Onion.
and Balion B for that unbiased truth from both sides.
I look at both The Onion and Balion B. What the heck is Balion B? Hold on. Are they also another version of The Onion? Dude, The Onion is funny. I love The Onion.
Now waited, I think it was on YouTube.
Oh, there we go. Trump food at a furry con while hawking new $3.99. God, I love these. The Onion, you are hilarious. 2025. Oh my god. Wait, this was made today. Wait a minute, hold on. They just wrote this today. Dude, that is awesome. I love The Onion.
Better, LOL.
The Onion is so fucking funny, dude. Now wait, I think was on YouTube. Oh, this is on YouTube? Hold on, wait. This article was made today, though. I don't think they would make a video off of it, like, yet, would they? Let me see. Oh. Hold on. Sec. Forgot to do something.
I swear I watched that like last year.
What was it? It was called what, like to last year? I love The Onion. They're so funny. Oh my god, dude. Absolute trolls too. Look what they're like. That yeah, and they're very much trolling too, because they're like they're trying to like get rid of all the, or they're trying to like, you know, deal with all the people fear-mongering. This is one of them. It's a SEAL Team 6 killed U.S. protesters and daring over it. That is funny. That's funny. The Onion cultural standard, Yellow Jackets. Ozempic user explains how weight loss changed the way people slapped her belly. Client processors throw paint on them. Oh fuck, dude. I fuck me, man. The chopped up woman ruled a suicide. Oh fuck me, dude. Fuck. God damn
Balion
it.
B is the right-centered version of The Onion, so I watch both to see both sides of the political divide.
Balion B is the right center. The Onion isn't right or left side, though. The Onion is just The Onion. They fuck with everyone. Like, they literally are the most center people ever. They just are shit posters. That's the point. Their whole thing is to make fun of mainstream media, period. So, it's like...
Correct.
Yeah. If Balion B is like a political bias, then they're more like a political commentary. Like, The Onion is not political commentary. The Onion is just a bunch of, like, you know, comedy people. Like, they straight up don't go after... Like, they go
It is left
after...
compared to Balion B, though. Look up Balion B, you'll see.
It's left compared... But it's not left. If Bela... Like, here's the thing is... Either way, if Balion B is... If Balion B is right, like, right political, that's fine. But again... The Onion is not left or right. It doesn't, you don't make a comparison. This is a satire, and even though Balon B is also a satire, this is like comedy. It's trolling, it's shitposting, it's literally nothing but goofiness. Like they did that when Obama was president, they did that with Biden when he was president. I mean, they consistently, like, they talk about the church all the time. Like, I mean, they shit on everyone. They talk about, like, celebrities when celebrities were big, you know? They, like, bring up, like, yeah. It's not really political bias, that's the difference. Like, again, like, you know, don't get me wrong, I know, like, Freedom Tunes, he makes stuff that's, like, that's a political bias, but again, it's also just funny, right? Like, also, I don't know, despite him being, like, right-centric, he's not really, like, he doesn't really ever have an actual bias.
Speaking being in the center is left of being right.
Well, no, if you're in the center, you're not left or right. If you're in the center, you're neither. That's the difference. In politics, if you are center, you are center. You don't like the left or the right. Well, I don't know. You don't really think either of them are doing anything correct.
God's dick being in place of the solar eclipse.
That's the point of being in the center. Like with me, I'm more right-leaning, but the reason why I'm more right-leaning is simply because of the fact that I just, you know, the reason why I'm more right-leaning is because just I don't like war. So that's a main thing. And I think Republicans do well with war, but I hate oppression. So I'm not fully right-leaning and I'm not an extremist either, you know. That's the difference. I'm not an oppressor and I don't like a lot of the oppressors of it, but the reason why why I'm also still a little bit more right-leaning is because I like the rhinos of the right side, you know, the people that actually, one, hate the shit out of war, two, actually, like, you know, have plans for an economical stability, and, you know, three, also are not paid by corporations. So there's that. And they also, you know, they don't appeal to celebrities. It's all that kind of shit. They don't appeal to Hollywood, nothing like that. But again, that is just like, you know, that's the reason why. But those are mainly the people I follow, are those people. But they don't, like I said, those are people that no one really ever votes for, because, you know, everybody's got an extreme bias on one or the other, and usually people don't like rhinos, you know, so. Anyway, enough about my politics. I'm losing sight of what the point is. The point is, Onion is very center. It doesn't matter. They're not left or right. They don't care. They are not political either way. You know. They don't care. My favorite Onion article has to be about God's dick being in place of the solar eclipse. Yeah. Exactly. There we go. Like shit like that. Like what Doc said. It's just satire. It's nothing political. Can politics be involved? Yes, but again, if there's a politician being said in some way or another, it is always fully just not biased. Like there is no biased actual stance. It is just they make up some shit and then they decide to make it into a satire joke. It is something that literally is just meant to be meta humor. That is the point. It's dry humor in the best way. Not even dry. Like, you know. With Bale and B, if they're more right-leaning, that's fine. But again, you know, it's not a comparison then. I don't think I wouldn't consider them right-leaning if they're just basically the Onion again.
Moist humor, LOL.
Moist humor, yeah. Everybody, it's voice critical. No, I'm kidding. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, if they have political bias, that's fine. But again, like, I just, I wouldn't compare that to The Onion. Let's see. Yeah, see, and that's kind of the thing, though. I'm like, that's the problem, though. They're taking something that's real, though. Like this one, Elon Musk disguises IRS building as Tesla dealership, so Democrats will burn it down. Yeah, again.
Thank you for commenting on my first shitpost.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's fine, Jackal. But again, like, that's fine. But again, this is taking like a real circumstance and like, and making it like obviously more like, but that's still something that actually happened. People actually burn shit down and stuff. Like with what like Babylon B seems to be doing. See, this one's not bad. This Satan declares victory after death of Jesus. That one works. That one's pretty good. Federal judge overturns every Trump account. See, and that's kind of the thing, though. This is just another thing. Like, it's just a biases, Immigrant and a murder, Trump just deported me. Yeah. I mean... See, this is taking real-life events, though. That's the difference. I don't know if Jackal is still here, but if you are still here, Jackal, that's the difference. These are real events. The Onion makes shit up. They just go, like, they just pull somebody random, and, like, with, like, Taylor Swift, they're like, oh, Taylor Swift, like, has learned how to summon 50, learn how to use the power of Magneto and started and pull the magnesium from people's bodies. Yeah, from YouTube.
I didn't actually know there was a specific difference in genre between fake news and related to fake news. I thought it was considered the same type of comedy.
No, so there's satire, fake news, and then there's like satire. Here's the thing: is there's ridiculous humor, nonsensical humor, and then there's just like comedy, like satire. This is more satire. Onion is more.
WTH is the title of this live.
Oh, sorry. Did I end up? Hold on.
You should watch their video about renaming the whole Earth video, though. That was funny enough for my parents.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I'm just saying, like, it's a bias, right? Like, it's a satire still. But that's the difference. The Onion isn't satire. The Onion is just nonsensical humor. That's the difference. Like, you see what I'm saying? Also, I'm trying to pull up the thing because I forgot to change Twitch stuff. Hold on. One sec. I forgot to change the Twitch title. My bad. Yeah. Sorry, let me change it real fast. Yeah. I don't know. Like, Freedom Tunes does this too, right? Like, hold on. Cause we did this as well, right? Like, Freedom Tunes... Hold on. Like, he takes stuff that really happened, but then he takes stuff that happened, but then he just makes it into more, like, satire-based things, and it's just nonsensical by the end. Like, it's...
Let me explain the title.
Yeah.
A big corny daddy who is gay and
yeah.
LOL, and he's IG rocking hard, LOL.
Yeah, I mean, occasionally he'll actually take real events, but this is more something I would say is more like The Onion, but still quote-unquote right-leaning, because despite all of the right-leaning looking stuff, this is essentially what it is, right? hold on. Like, it's just...
I'm so sick of racism.
Oh, please, what are you complaining about?
You know what my ancestors went through?
Do you know what mine went through?
Trust me, what mine went through was worse.
No, mine had it worse.
Mine did.
And then, you know...
Great, 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 grandpa, I choose you!
Fucking potato.
Well, hello, great granddad. Show 'em how hard your life was. Oh, my life was wonderful. The Lord hath blessed me. Always with this. Just talk about your childhood. Talk about your mother.
Sorry, I'm not even at my
dwell on hard
favorite
times.
part yet.
Every time you see me, you force me to. Granddad, it's important. The future depends on it. Well, if you say so. When my mother was sold, I was a young boy. Wasn't long before slavery ended either. I vowed to track her down, but my family was so close to starvation during the sharecropping, I just wasn't able to leave the farm.
What, the skittle guy was that? Or is that?
And when I was older, I had
It's...
given up all hope
I
of
don't know, I'm
seeing
just
her again.
showing...
I didn't even
I'm
want to
showing
make sense.
Jackal
I
what,
thought all
like,
satire
more...
was lumped into just satire makes sense that it would have subgenres like comedy or drama does.
I'm sorry,
Mhm.
don't say that. Huh? It's nothing
Well, yeah,
compared to
it
what
does.
you went through. Tell about your mother. I'd rather not relive that again. Granddad, the future needs you to talk about this. My life depends on it. Well, the truth is, I lost me mother when I was a lad too. Starved to death in the famine, along with half me country. She was given whatever food she could find to us. Well, me father was traveling in search of more. When he came back from his scavenge empty-handed, he found her with green lips. She'd been eating the grass to stay alive because there was nothing left for her. Never saw him smile again after that.
Don't worry, I promise this is not as depressing.
I guess you could say we had it pretty hard, so... What do you mean we have it hard? Is it still like that? Just everything I went through for nothing? Granddad, it's very, very hard to be Irish in America today.
What? Sir, your descendants are considered
Hey,
white
Lunite,
and
welcome.
privileged.
We are? Oh, that's the
Sorry,
second
I
best
promise
enough
we're not
on
sticking with
eternity.
this. I
We're
just... This
white,
was made
son.
for...
We're privileged! Stop it, Granddad! I'm a privileged white
Sorry.
man! We're white! I have white privilege! I have white privilege!
That's actually not the ideal
I promise
attitude
we're
to
not
have
doing
about
this the entire day. I just...
Oh, please.
I had to, like,
White
bring
people
up a
have more
point
money on
earlier.
average.
I just had to
Black
bring
people
up
more
something
likely to
that
be
Jackal
stopped by
was
the police
talking about
Now, don't listen to
previously.
him. Black people are favored for jobs and college entry.
With the
College?
stupid
Because schools
fucking...
overcompensate
Okay,
for
I'm gonna...
1 second
All
here.
right.
The cops. Did you say something about the cops?
Yeah,
They're
hold
not
on.
still whooping Irish people.
Anyway. Alright. God damn it. Sorry. Fucking... It's just the fucking... Like, but that's what I was talking about previously, was like, you know, there is satire, and then there's nonsensical comedy. What do you call it? What Ballium B is doing is more like satire, while, what do you call it?
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah. Fucking, I just love the fucking Irishman of just being like, it's like, what? We're privileged. Oh, we're the cops. We're privileged? I have my privilege. I have my privilege.
Could we play Lunati music?
It's fucking amazing. I don't know. It's like, they're all like, so fucking, anyway. It's stupid as shit, but, you know. Anyway, alright, let me bring up, yeah, there's satire, and then there's, like, nonsensical comedy. What The Onion does is more nonsensical comedy. That, like, stuff like that, like, Freedom Tunes does what Babylon B does, where it's more, like, right-leaning, but it's still satire off of how people act, you know? And even then, it's still nonsensical. Even then, it's like, there's not really any bias there. It's more
As a
just...
proud Irish myself, I'll dance.
Yeah. Like, you know, there's no bias, like, with these guys, you know? That's where you have more...
That makes sense all this time.
Yeah.
I thought color streams were satire, and all along, it was just nonsense.
It was just
that okay with you?
nonsense. Yeah. No, I am not Yeah, I would say I'm not very satirical. I wish I could be, but yeah.
That's not what I came here for. Came here cause I have anxiety from my pen breaking and having to order a new one for my drawing tablet right in the middle of drawing, and I really need to distress. But if color will allow it, I do have new music.
Huh? came. What are you talking about, Lunite?
We need that the more you know meme clip.
The more you know meme clip. Yeah. I mean, I could probably find it on YouTube. Hold on. That is one thing
Eric was asking if you could play my music.
Oh, I have
Knight was talking to me.
I have to see if I have to see if I can find it. Hold on, one sec. I have this sound. There you go. There's the more you know sound bite for you, Jackal. Yeah, but I was just explaining the difference between satire and nonsensical humor to Jackal. You know, that's just how it goes. Oh. Alright. Alright. We're gonna continue the clips that we were originally going to watch. We're gonna, you know.
BTW, I have school and you're keeping me up more, but I'm so intrigued and I want to watch.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't want to drag the stream into such a direction. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. There wasn't really any direction being brought into it. I was just showing, you know, bringing knowledge to the fact of, like, just in case, because, you know, I am somebody that's been involved in comedic stuff for a while. It is just, you know, there is just showing people the difference between satire and nonsensical comedy. Like, you know, that was the best way I could, like, you know, that you get the idea now. You get the idea. Nonsensical is no bias, while satire still has a bias to it, but it is more of satire is more based off of real life events, essentially. You know, satire is real life events, I guess, and then nonsensical is, you know, nothing. It's nonsensical. It doesn't involve anybody, or it doesn't involve, like, actually, you know, real things. Anyway.
Fatigue! I'm not playing games with you. Just hang up the phone.
Okay. Do 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 do. Coming. Yes.
Oh.
Bitch, don't you ever hang up on me.
Oh. Jeez.
Yay! You're home early. How was your day?
Sex. I forgot about that part. Okay, god damn it. Say just like Dandy did, nonsensical humor. There's a new genre now called brain rot, though,
I have such
so
weird brain farts, bro.
you're good.
Classic LOL.
Yeah, oh my god, that is classic. I forgot about that part. Very funny. Thanks for the throwback, I guess. You know. Wait, hold on. No, we just watched this. Hold on. No. Wait. God damn it, it won't let me skip it.
There we go.
Fatigue!
Wait, this isn't the same one.
Where are my pickles?
Whew.
Okay, hold on. Trying to, like...
I swear I have an anti-main character syndrome, but I swear main character events happen to me.
Main character... The best way... The best way that,
It would be interesting if Bedfellows have a TV show.
I mean, they have, like, I mean, how many... Hold on, let me actually look at Bedfellows real fast. I mean, let me see how many episodes they had before they were done. Huh. 35. I honestly thought there was more than that, wasn't there? I guess not. I guess I just... Oh my god. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I guess not. I guess they just kind of... Really? Hold on. So there was 35 official episodes. And then... Huh. There's 35 official episodes, and then there was... Let's see.
Well, off topic but color, you're a hybrid, right? Like you're a Fursona. What's your breed mix? It'll help me with drawing your OC in the future.
He's a puma, a fox, and a wolf. So that, you know, that's the main three, but if you need, like, an actual reference, I can also, like, pull that up real fast of, like, somebody that I've always used... Hold on. There's a few of them that I have, but, there's a few of them I still use as references to this day. I'll see if I can grab one that is the main one. One where he is preferably not in a diaper. Let's see. Jesus Christ, hold on. I have so much art of him. One sec. There we go. The main one I send to people a lot of times is, you know, is this one, you know. This is the main one that I always send to people all the time. He's got, like, the, you know,
Wait,
it's
diaper?
the most accurate.
Did you work today? If yes, anything out of ordinary?
I did not work today, but I did work yesterday. And yeah, there was something out of the ordinary yesterday. But I don't know if I should tell people yet.
Guys, I'm so tired but I want to watch color. I also don't want to sleep but I have to or I might end up falling asleep in school and get a good slap. I feel like I'm cooked, so help decide.
Then sleep. Go to sleep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sleep during lunch?
Sleep during lunch. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, this is what he looks like. You know, he's got the puma tail, he's got his hands are a little wrong, though. Now his hands are fully red, you know. I mean, there's this one, and then, of course, there's, like, the original reference that I pulled, that I gave y'all on Discord as well, from the animatic, where he's all, like, you know, he's all, like, standing loud and proud. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Art.
Where's his mustache? Wait, I could watch while I sleep, I think.
This is actually weirdly a younger version of him. Whoa, hold on, fan art. Hold on. Whoa. There's fan art. Hold on.
I was thinking of a jackal deer hybrid. Think that might be cool.
Whoa, hold on. Hold on, whoa. Sorry, one sec. Look at this fan art. Sweet. It's supposed to be...
I consulted with my cousin and she said she thinks he's part unicorn.
Fact that you said they faded color implies they were tied or temporary. So here's a doodle of color dyeing his ears. Well, no, it's just more of, faded fur. Like his fur
But how big
gets
is his
more brown.
NSFW? That's the most important part. Also, I'm cooked. If I sleep during lunch, I don't wake up, and putting my head on the tables are disgusting because they don't clean them after the kids get done with their food, maybe until the end of TH.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, I don't know, it's around, it's not massive.
Do you ride the bus?
Yeah, it's not massive or anything. It's very funny. I think they misunderstood though, because color normally,
No.
like he's naturally rainbow. It's just, his colors will fade over time. The older he gets, and he'll get more brown instead of gray, because he's already white. So
You could rewatch the stream after school.
he gets like a faded white, like light brown, right?
Magic school bus.
So get on magic school bus. Anyway.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have enough time to sleep on the bus. So thank you,
I mean, it
Will.
wouldn't be live though.
What wouldn't be live?
Thank you, Jackal.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So is
you
color
could
a
also
unicorn?
skip
My
the
cousin just
boring
now.
parts. Is color a unicorn? My cousin just now? Oh. Yeah. No. I mean, he's a void creature. He's a void creature, but he just looks like that because of, it's more funny to say that. It's more funny to be like, yeah, he tried to use something to blend in, use a reference to blend in, and he ended up just like making himself stand out way more than he already did. So, I think that's a funny circumstance.
Color always looks cool.
Cool might be overstating
Well,
it.
I think I'll skid idols out of here when my phone dies, IG.
Yep. You have a good night, Dandy. Appreciate you hopping on by. Yeah, I mean,
See, like I said, main character, just happened. Hey, Color, how ya doing?
Yeah. Hi, Vins. Welcome back. Welcome back. How have you been? How was work? How's errands? If you didn't
LOL.
work today, if you did neither of those today, how
That's
was
just
your
me.
day in general? Also, Jackal, the best way that I could describe it is I could use the same term that my senior English teacher told me when I was in high school. Everybody is the main character of their own story until they realize like world events makes them not the main character. As bad as this sounds, unfortunately, the main characters are not the people living in society. It's like the politicians and like the billionaires, sadly, unfortunately. It's all the people that actually run shit in a country. Like, I would say, like the big scientist, like
I'm gone, LOL.
the really smart scientists, and let's see. So, who would be the main characters in our world? It would be the extremely smart scientist.
I've been just been animating stuff for me, and my partner's OCS might send them in the Discord if I remember to do that before I head to sleep.
Let's see, the big scientist, maybe like the FDA, FBI, what else? Like anything government wise, those are the main characters in every country. All the citizens are just citizens, unfortunately. And we just like pop in every once in a while to be a point of conflict. Because that's kind of what humans are. We are all characters that get shown like one time in life. in history, you know?
Kanye West.
Yeah. Kanye West is a character. I don't know if I would call him a main character, though. He's just a celebrity. If anything, he's kind of more like a side character as well. I would say, like, maybe Hollywood celebrities could be, but then again, like, they don't do anything too impactful, so I wouldn't really call them main characters either. I don't know. That's...
LOL.
Yeah. That's the thing, is I wouldn't call celebrities main characters. Are they problems? Yes, but again, you know, are they problems? Yes, of course, but they're not really main characters. I don't know. Then again, it also depends on the community you're a part of as well, because, like, everybody could have a main character of their own community, you know? By that point, if I was like, if we're going to that point, then I would be like, oh yeah, main characters for like, let's say, like, content creation, like on YouTube and Twitch and shit, or on YouTube, like, YouTube would be like,
because I was in a hurry, so let's just say he cut them off and is regrowing it.
I forgot to draw the mustache. Yeah, sure. Why not? The funny thing is, color just matures in...
Celebrities are the Easter eggs and the loot box items.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, here's the thing is, so, like, the best way that I would say is, like, yeah, if we're gonna start calling, like, other people main characters in a community, sure, though, like, there could be certain people main characters, right? Like, then you could start being like, oh yeah, like, if we're talking about the celebrity world, then maybe, like, Lil Nas X or fucking Jojo Siwa and like, I don't know, sometimes the Kardashians are still involved. Like, you know, Keanu Reeves, like, Hollywood celebrities would be, like, the actual main characters of Hollywood, right? Like, anybody that's involved in Hollywood. But then if you go, like, YouTubers, then it would be, like, PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and, like, who else is really involved in YouTube? God, I don't know. Like, I mean, who are popular people on YouTube right now? Those would be the main characters. Like, maybe like iShowSpeed and Mr. Beast and John Paul. Yes, Jake Paul's and Logan Paul's fucking third brother, John Paul. Hey, yo, what up, guys? It's me, John Paul. I work a cubicle job. I'm an accountant. Just imagine that, dude. That would be so fucking funny.
Is
you
there
just have...
or disrespect implied?
Is there respect or disrespect implied with main character? I don't know, man. Do I care? No. I don't give a here's the thing is, I don't give a shit about celebrities. I don't give a shit about other people's opinions. I really just am
Let's go, John Paul.
On my own. John Paul, yeah, right. Yeah, I'm like, the thing is, fuck all celebrities. That is just
I think it's
who I am. Here's the it can be.
Can I get a Hoya?
You can call main... Here's the thing is, I feel like main characters is like an insult. When you call somebody a main character, it's like, oh, look at this main character energy. It's like an insult. I don't think anybody is saying that shit positively. And if they are, I feel like they're, you know, more being like, you know, I don't know, those could be like those alpha bro guys. I have no fucking idea, man. I'm old, man. I am an old man. I don't keep up with sleep. Oh, it's in my pocket. I was like, where the hell is my phone? So why is it going off at 2 p.m.? Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I could give less of a shit about celebrities because they're all meant to, like, you know,
some main characters
manipulate
are chosen by
the
people.
masses. Some main characters are chosen by people. Yeah, it's true, I guess. I mean, I think they're all chosen by people.
An insult. I wish more people would insult me in life.
Yeah. I don't think really that's gonna add anything to your life. I get people that do that shit to me all the time. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's really necessary to be like, you don't need it, people to insult you in life, honestly. You don't. People just are not worth that time. I don't know. Like, if you guys, you know, if we're really getting crazy, then I'll be like, oh yeah, the main character of, you know, my stream would be me, right? I would be the quote-unquote main character, but again, I don't.
Jackal wants to rage bait LOL.
I don't know. I don't know, and then, like, the secondary characters of this channel would be, like, you guys, so... Because essentially, I would not have this channel without y'all, so, you know... Whether y'all think so or not, like, technically, like, in videos, if we're talking about, like, I would be, quote-unquote, the main character of the video, but then you guys would be, like, the side characters. You guys would be, like, the secondary character rather than, like, a side character. You know, the guy that gives quips and shit. So. Because, you know, y'all are funny. But by that point, we're getting into, like, storytelling and shit. All the terms that were used were originally meant
Alright, I'm tired. I'll probably send the animations I've been working on in the Discord tomorrow.
Yeah, of course. You do that, bro. Appreciate you hopping on
I'm
by.
invisible.
I'm
Good
invisible.
night, chat in color.
Yep, you have a good night, Vince. Appreciate you hopping on by. Yeah. I don't know.
Funded by Twitch, YouTube, all that is color and viewers like you. Thank you. More.
Yes. The PBS, I love the PBS stuff. You know, man, I know PBS is still a thing, but like, well, actually, is PBS still a thing? I actually don't know. I hope it is. They're like extremely educational for.
Yes.
They are still a thing. Good. You know what?
They all be new shows.
Oh, let's see. You know what? Let's
It's so
watch
good.
something educational by PBS. Let's see. What does PBS have to bring up right now? Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light. Interesting. Oh, celebrity. Uh-oh. Why is there so many celebrity
Young
things?
brain food.
Holy shit.
New shows are directed at kids 10 or below though.
I see. They've kind of always been like that, though. They've kind of always been targeting younger audiences in the first place. You know what? Let's watch something wholesome.
Oh, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
You know what? Let's watch something wholesome. The last karaoke bar in Puerto Rico. Here we go. What a lovely... Oops. It's not. Hold on.
I forced my parents to watch that. Yay.
Hold on. Let's watch the last karaoke bar in Puerto Rico. Oh, wait. Oh, this is explaining a lot. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. This is explaining what's going on. Hold on. I didn't even realize. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. I have to read. I'm sorry. Since 2010, about 649,000...
2 lines of subs gives me flashbacks to Malaysian theaters.
Hold on, sorry. Since 2010,
I like the sound of streets.
About
It's about
600...
Minnesota flour mills and their use of the river.
About 649,000 people have emigrated from Puerto Rico to the United States. Holy shit, really? That's a lot. Okay. Interesting. Puerto Rico to the United States. The median age of migrants is 30 to 33.3 years, leaving behind a population of mostly older adults. Ooh, this is, yep, that is Japan, and that is basically what Japan was, and soon to be here eventually. But anyway. Due to recent laws that grant tax exemptions to investors. Okay. Wealthy foreigners are buying up many properties in Puerto Rico. Oh, yikes. Uh-oh. Okay, this is actually gonna be a lot sadder than I thought. Let's see. Okay, and then this is a guy listening to the news. Or, you know, being told to pretend to listen to the news while he's being filmed, obviously. Leaving longtime residents with oh, sorry, this is actually still something talking. Never mind. Leaving longtime residents with limited opportunities to acquire housing or spaces for local businesses. Oh no. Oh man. Wow, this is just our future, huh? To read over him. Alright, hold on. Let's see.
Sounds like every other US place.
Yeah. It's about to be. Because, I mean, despite everything that's happening, we still have such a large population. But, you know, considering our economy is kind of really fucked, it's really hard to... It's gonna get really hard for us to, like, just live, period. So... Alright, let me read what he's saying. But anyway, we're not talking politics right now. Talking about this karaoke bar, alright? Let's see. The one I sang last Friday. I don't know if I remember all of it, but I'll start. If quite... Okay, wait. Oh, he's talking too fast. Hold on. Wait, hold on. The song I sang last Friday, I don't know if I'll remember it, but I'll start. It sounds like this. You wonder if I'll go for... Oh my god. Okay, I can't read it because it's on a white shirt. Why did they do white descriptions on a white shirt? White captions on a white shirt. Hold on. Okay. Okay, and then... See, he said something before that, but it's like white text on a fucking white shirt. So annoying. Okay, one song I sang last Friday. I don't know if all of it, but I'll start. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, got it. You wonder what I'll have to come for if everything is already said and ended. You think I'll ask for affection, but you are wrong. But you are going... Oh my god, maybe you'll say I'm crazy. And that's it, okay. No, I don't like to sing. Okay. Not even in the shower. I like the crowd moving, the way that people are going... Jesus Christ, hold on. Jesus Christ, they do the description so fast. No, I don't like to sing. Not even in the shower. I like the crowd moving, the way people sing. I enjoy it a lot. You see, I enjoy that a lot. I'm Israel Manua. I'm the owner of this business, and Casa Laurel, located in something street, family business, got it. My Flora, he's with his wife, okay. Okay, he's just talking about Puerto Rico, opened in 1991. Okay, maybe... Hold on. We are going to... Hold on. I'm going to enlarge in this so y'all can at least see the fucking... Like, y'all can see the fucking, the subtitles, because holy shit. This is getting really annoying. Or it looks like this, and recently has passed. And that's how it looked after. This is another photo in front of the... something. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Ah! Hold on. Oh, shoot. Hold on, sorry.
A ver, que siempre están todos bien pendientes.
It used to be called Israel Marie. There you go. Oh yes, like a therapy, because sometimes loneliness can be rough. And being inside the house by yourself is not easy. My wife used to come here. She started coming with me, but she's sick now. So she doesn't feel like coming. She doesn't want to come. Doesn't want to come. Oh. And my husband's, my daughter's father, he was cruel. A very bad man. He even shot me. Jesus Christ! He almost killed me? It went through this way and came through that way. Jesus fucking Christ! Holy shit! Fucking bees! Oh no! No! Tourism! No! No! The Airbnb strikes again! On some, like, my neighbor who owned the hardware store got an offer. Well, that was lovely.
That's going to happen to us some point.
That's going to happen to us at some point? Well, here's the thing is, that's already happened. The difference is, we're in a the difference is we're actually reversing. The opposite's going to happen to us at one point, because what's happening right now is the reason why a lot of this stuff happens is because like foreign investors invested in their stuff, right? Unless foreign investors invest in American
Life
stuff.
is always changing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing is, right now, corporations are the ones that basically made it where urbanism is the way that it is, right? Where it's like super fucking spread out and like shit is just like really difficult to get to, right? But the problem is people don't have the money now to own a car anymore. So, essentially, everybody's attending, like, at least where I live, people are attending, like, town hall meetings and shit now, and, like, attending local things now, so they can actually plan how to get public transportation everywhere. And therefore, everybody else is using public transportation, and, you know, each year, our more and more of our taxes, like, percentage of our taxes are going towards, you know, public transit because it's just more viable and it's cheaper, and places like a laundromat are getting all like,
for better or worse, it's gotta happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I think the locality of everything is going to end up being there. Like, people just like convenience, and if like here's the thing is, because the federal government doesn't do shit most of the time. It's always the state government. Like, our state government actually does a lot of shit. That's the thing is, we have good politicians. As crazy as it may sound, a lot of, like, I know crazy hearing the word good politicians, but we do have a lot of good people that actually, like, you know, make our state more and more stable to live in and more viable for the people, right? Like, we have downtown areas that essentially were also, like, meant to be more, you know, walkable and bikeable, and it's only getting better by making public transit more public transit-y, you know, making it where people pay, like, you know, people, pay, like, $60 a month to, you know, basically, like, go to work and back every day, to ride the bus every day. And then, you know, businesses are starting to, like, decrease how long they're open for now. So now it's like, now basically people can actually go home at correct times, along with, you know, usually decreasing how long they're staying open, I should say. Which is funny, because we are a city that stays open 24/7 most of the time. But lately, you know, that's what's been happening. Along with, like, you know, us also having, like, soon having our own power grid, because, you know, We have people. We have like a state that works really well off of like solar panels and shit. So there's also that. Um, there's just a lot of good things happening here. So the circumstance right now is just like, it's just the fact that like everybody is adjusting to an economy, right? The difference is, I don't think people understand that, like, there are places that are already preparing for a Great Depression, right? There are people that are preparing for a recession and a Great Depression. So now, like, what's happening is our state is trying to prepare to condense everything as much as possible for anybody that, like, for, like, you know, lower income areas to then have people rely off of each other a lot more often. You know, it's on purpose, you know? So then people...
Change will come.
Maybe... Well, that's what I'm saying, where people may be poor, but at the very least, people are poor and alive, right? People are also taking their own initiative, where they need to, like, where they're, you know, condensing each other, like, having, like, 10 people in a house, and just living that way for a bit. Families combining together, people getting more than a few roommates, have someone take the living room, have someone take the, you know, take one of the other rooms, like have multiple people in each room, you know, like, and then therefore if like 10 people have a job and one person loses it and it takes like, you know, 3 months to get a job, that's fine, because then at the very least there's time, you know, there's time before like you know, if that person just doesn't have a job for a bit, and at the very least they have quite a while to get a new job, right? So it's like, that's how it goes, you know? It's just, society is learning to be more local because we're being forced to, you know? Shopping at a place like your local grocery store is just, yeah, sure. It's like, yeah, sure, there's some things that might be a little bit more expensive, but then there's other things that are just a lot cheaper because they actually, like, get shit directly from farms. And then even then, now people are doing this thing where they're, like, getting distribution directly from China itself, you know, with a lot of products. So it's like, you know, it's just how it goes. It's like, the difference is we've seen error with previous history, and despite saying history repeats itself, the only time the thing is like, this time people have adapted to how to deal with it, right? People know how to adapt to certain scenarios, you know. Despite how much everybody wants to make you think everything's on fire, it doesn't mean that it's always a permanent thing. Like, you know, it is not everything is ass if you adapt, right? If you learn things, you know, and society does that all the time. You know, everybody learns new things no matter what. Like, that's just how it goes. You know, eventually, you never know. I might have people that may have a garden nearby me, right? And I'll just buy tomatoes from them because, like, why the fuck do I need to go to the grocery store if my local neighbor... Really? Really? Really, Twitch?
Lol.
Really? Okay, am I...
GN color. He did something again, lol.
Okay, is everyone back?
LOL. Stream's back.
Good. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I guess I didn't like me talking about local businesses. Anyway. I just, that's how it goes sometimes, is where people just full blown, how do you say it? That's how it goes, man. It's like, you gotta, like, eventually maybe someone nearby me might sell might grow their own tomatoes, right? And I could just buy tomatoes from them, And it's like, why do I need to go to the grocery store if I can, buy a blender from China, get it shipped here for like dirt cheap, like buy a blender from China for dirt cheap, get it shipped here, and then blend up my own tomatoes. So that's how, that's the thing is, man. Like, I don't think, like, the one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand is, like, everybody's freaking out about, like, the billionaires doing shit, right? But the one thing is, I don't think people understand that, like, the only way that society could crumble is if we get blown up. That is it. If things get bombed, things get exploded, things get destroyed, that's when things will happen, right? But the problem is, we have all the billionaires here, right? So none of them want shit blown up, right? They want to make as max profit as possible. So it's like, they'll do everything they can to try to adapt to make things more appealing. But just when humanity, that's the thing, when humanity just goes, okay, well, I guess things aren't convenient anymore, and they just start doing things themselves, and they start, finding alternatives, that's when companies will dial it back again and start making things a little bit more affordable again, right? I don't know. And then the thing is, you also have to remember that their kids are also going to eventually inherit, their business, and that business might crumble really fast because, rich kids don't really know, really wealthy, kids don't really know how to run a business sometimes. Sometimes they do, but again, I just think if they inherit it, they won't know what they're doing. But I don't know. Sure, don't get me wrong. There's still some that, work in their family business, quote unquote, and they pass college and shit and do all this stuff that their parents paid for. But the thing is if you're a kid of a billionaire, I feel like what's gonna happen is they're gonna think that oh yeah, I'm gonna get this business, I'm gonna inherit all this money, and then they're just gonna sink their business into the ground, because yeah, they may still try to do evil tactics, but the thing is you can't, you have to be smart with what evil tactics you do, People protest with their dollars often, so I don't know. Humanity may be dumb, but the thing is just because we're dumb doesn't mean we don't know, doesn't mean we don't really, pay attention to what's the most convenient option. And that's the thing is, because we're not the smartest, we're also, because humanity is not the smartest, it's just people do a convenient option, with me, I'm yeah, like I said, if my neighbor is growing tomatoes, if I get tomatoes and maybe some, if I don't know how to make my own pasta, but if I have to make my own pasta or make my own tortillas and shit, I'll just go do that shit. But my local grocery store sells tortillas at fucking dirt cheap, so there's that, there's that, there's it's very much just a sense of community, and when corporations can try to get in all they want, but again, it's just eventually those buildings will be worth nothing, that or eventually buildings that these companies abandon, and then other dickheads try to own it, and try to like lease it out to another business probably won't happen.
Let's live
right?
in Italy.
It'll get less and less. Let's live in Italy? Yeah. Italy is not very cheap either. Ugh. But at least they're not riddled with corporations. But, you know. I mean, yes, the easier option is to be like, oh yes, I'll just leave the country. And if you can do that, go for it, right? But most people can't do that. Most people can't just up and leave the country, you know? Most people just can't do that shit. So, instead, what people do is...
Paris.
Or Paris. No, Paris is way too expensive. Paris is way too difficult to live in.
When I was talking about PBS, I was talking about PBS Kids specifically. However, PBS documentaries go hard since they prove points that inform about issues. Thanks for bringing memories back. Good night, Color.
Alright, you have a good night. Bye, Numium. Bye, Numi. I always struggle with your name. Newman. Newman. Jesus Christ, I always fuck that up. Jesus Christ.
True.
Yeah. Just... Anyway, yeah, if anyone can leave the country, sure, you know. Like, do it if you can. But, like... But... By Newman. Yeah, I know. I got it now. Bio Newman, sorry. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if you can leave, leave. But if you can't, the best thing you can do is just, you know, like, you know, just kind of adapt where things need to be adapted. You know, because that's why they're rich. They make shitloads of money and they pay other people to do things. The problem is, if the rich people can't find ways to sell to a lower income person, then they're like lower income people, and like the best way that people have explained it, right, is that the super lower class, or the lower, what the fuck? Why?
LOL.
Why does this keep fucking happening?
Here.
Okay, cool. Awesome. We are the void. Anyway, yeah,
Damn ads.
Ay.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, yeah, if you can escape it, leave it, but again, like, if you can't, you know, the best thing people...
There's 4 of us here.
Yeah, the best thing we can do is like, you know, the best thing you can do is just like, you know, pay whatever that, like, you know, like not pay. Anyway, sorry, I was talking about rich people. Yeah, rich people don't have the best skills, right? So it's like they don't have any skills. The skills they have is like business, but they have like white collar skills. They don't have blue collar skills. The way that the world runs is by blue collar workers, right? So it's like if they don't have blue collar workers to work for their white collared asses, then white collar jobs can't exist. So, you know, like it's just how it's also like, you know, it's like with modern medicine, right? Like human beings cannot like survive as long as they do without like scientists, right? Like, you know, pharmacies, you know, make like, you know, make medicine to keep people alive longer, right? So if like essentially scientists are the ones that do that, there are people that also like, you know, monitor like if meteors hit like the earth, right? There's smart people that handle the earth, right? But if you are not someone of that sheer importance, then mainly you are just a rich person, like then, you know, and you still make a lot of money, then you're just a rich person that like that just has a bunch of blue collar work, right? And that's the thing is, if people find things too expensive, maybe some business owner might make their shit cheaper and essentially just make it to the level where people like make it to a level where people are like, oh yeah, that's worth it, you know. Sometimes it's just a risk, you know, because some people care about quality versus quantity anyway. So, you know, if people are getting a quality product, they don't care. So, you know, and then that's where jobs start forming in, right? Like then jobs start coming in, and then people work for like local businesses. You know, I worked for a local business at one point. So it's like they get there, man. It happens, and that's the thing is, it's just like if people, you know, if corporations want to continue to be a thing, then they have to still appeal to humanity in some way. If they don't, then they're just not really gonna get much money now, are they? You know, the lower class essentially, the lower class markets to the middle class, and the middle class markets to the upper class, and the upper class markets to the lower class. You know, because the reason why that is because the lower class essentially has a skill that they can sell and something that, you know,
You're damn you do, damn you don't.
Damn you do, damned if you don't. Well, see, it's not even that kind of scenario, right? It's just a one scenario of just, you know, that's been the system for years. That is just capitalism, you know? You market to the people that have more money than you. And then when you're like at the top of the pyramid, you go back around and cycle through, and you basically take all of the lower income stuff and all the stuff that the lower income people consume, and you market to them, you know, because then they essentially, you know, because then they need it, right? So, or not need it. Yeah. It is. It's a cycle, right? Which is, you know, not the worst cycle in the world. As much as, you know, people love to give capitalism crap, I think capitalism can work well. You know, it can work well. It's just the issue is, you know, the actual concept of it makes sense. You have this continuous cycle of everybody gets satisfied with what they do, and in some way, shape, or form, quote unquote satisfaction, but you know, everyone gets something that they need or want. And that's how it goes, you know. You know, when you're at
vacuum tube.
Vacuum tube. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, you know, the upper class spends money at one point, right? But the thing is eventually, you know, the middle class and the lower class sells to those rich people. And I don't think people understand that, you know. That's how the money cycles through in the first place, you know. Because I think the people that sell the jets also buy, like, probably the lower food as well. Maybe, sometimes, I don't know. You know, they buy shit that the lower class, shockingly, sells them. The middle class may sell to the... If the middle class sells to the upper class, then the upper class... Or what do you call it? Then the lower class sells to the middle class. You know, because middle class can afford... Think that... The middle class will think that the lower class's, like, stuff is more affordable. You know, and then the middle class upping it to the, or like selling to the upper class. Yes, it's more difficult, but again, they also are providing like something that the upper class may think is way cheap, like just actually like they don't really care what they do with the upper class doesn't care what they do with their money. So what they do is they spend it on frivolous things that the middle class sells them. And then, you know,
temporary satisfy.
Yeah, and then, you know, and then the upper class, you know, cycles back around and sells shit to the lower class, and the lower class gives them money, you know. I don't know. People act like that system's broken, but it works, you know. I don't know. The middle class gets money at one point, or the middle class gets that money. It's just, you know, that's the reason why people call it the shrinking middle class. Because middle class is just a harder thing to be involved in, right? It's a lot harder
Push
to...
and pull.
Yeah. Push and pull. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. The system works, it's just, there are just a lot of people that are just overtly greedy. And that's the problem is, baby boomers can only be greedy for so long. You know? These billionaires can be greedy for so long. Eventually, they just start losing money. You know, if they don't...
Boop it.
Boop what?
Twist it.
Twist it, pull it, yeah.
Crank it.
Okay. Why are you doing bop it? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just wondering why you were saying that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We wouldn't have convenience without rich people, but also, like, you know, rich people wouldn't have the stuff they would have if it wasn't for middle class people and lower class people, you know.
Give me a minute.
Alright, I'm putting it on a timer then. No, I'm kidding. Nah, do what you need to do. Hold on. Jesus Christ, I'm so fucking... not breathe right now. Just like, get some air in here.
Okay, I fixed the lag, I think.
Okay. Oh, so... You've been... Maybe... of that idea of... Nah, I got you, didn't I? I'm kidding. You wish. No, I'm kidding. That's just an old man prank.
That's rude, lol.
Oh, you actually... Did I make you believe... Oh shit, you know what? You actually can tell because of the stickman. Fuck. I didn't even realize that. You could tell because of the stickman on my head, huh? Whoops. That is unfortunate.
You got me for a bit.
Yeah, I realized I forgot I have a stickman on my... I have Ellie stickman on my head, so... She actually does make it so people can tell if they're lagging or not.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stickman.
Yeah. Oh, I realize I'm missing that rating. I didn't even realize I didn't have that on the edge of my screen the whole time. That's kind of important. Let me see if I can find Ellie on here. Yeah, there we go. Now if I take that away, now you can't tell. Hehehehe. Okay.
Evil.
Uh-huh. Anyway, what do we got next?
I'm sure we all understand the fundamentals of how a file works on your computer. For example, you download a video off the internet. That video gets saved to your hard drive and takes up a certain amount of space within it, depending on the file's size. You can then view that video as many times as you want,
yes, I have quite a few of them.
and that space remains occupied until you decide to delete it. The fundamentals of uploading a file to a website really aren't all that different. You upload your video to that website, then that website has their own hard drive somewhere else in the world.
Wait, did we
where
watch
they
this
post
already?
your file for you, until one of you decides to delete it. This is more or less exactly how YouTube works. To no surprise.
Wait, did we watch this already? Are any of y'all familiar with this? Or am I just, like, being stupid? Do you remember this video, Ferret?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Since its very introduction in 2005, the site has had the reputation for being the largest video repository, and it's not even close. In fact, around 500 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every minute, and that's just from 2022. That is around 3.7 million, or about 82 years worth of videos every day.
Oh my god. Dude, I remember when that time was way less. I remember when it used to be like a few hours every, like, it would be like 2 hours of content was uploaded like every day. And now it's like 500 every minute. Lord, hold on. How much content? How many hours of content was being uploaded in 2000. I'm gonna do 2008. Hi, how you doing, Cassie? Welcome back. Jesus Christ. Okay. So in 2008, it was 100 hours of content every minute. And we jumped up to 500. Really? It was even like that in 2008? Oh, you know what it is? It's because I remember in 2007 when it was 6 hours per minute. Really? Jesus Christ. That's insane, bro. Now it's 500.
Remember, we were young, but we don't want to relive it the older we get.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely not. Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. 2012, approximately 60 hours of video were being uploaded every minute. Oh, it decreased? Wait. So, wait. So, in 2008, hold on. YouTube, okay. Your platform was receiving... Okay, so it increased to 100 hours every minute in 2008, right? But in 2012, it decreased to 60 hours every minute. Really? That's surprising. Then what was it the next year? That's very surprising. Oh, in 2013 it went
Hello,
up to...
Cassie. How's the party over there?
Dude, that's so weird. So... Okay. That's an interesting fact. So apparently in 2007, it was 6 hours of content every minute, right? And then in 2012, it went up to... Or in 2008... Sorry, not 2012. In 2008, it went up to 100 hours of content every minute, right? But then in 2012, it decreased to 60 hours every minute. Currently, I don't know what this video is about. This guy was just talking about, like, how many hours of content is uploaded to YouTube every day. And it's obviously, like, 500 hours every minute. So, yeah, you know.
I'm alone in YT chat.
Alone in YouTube chat? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I think everybody left already. Yeah. And Pepe asked how you were doing over in the YouTube chat, by the way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's really weird nobody talks about that because, like, everybody does talk. I do remember the metric of people being like, oh, yeah, fuckloads of hours are being uploaded per day, right? Because, like, at first it was like 6 hours and then it was like 10 hours.
Watching it, feel free to change it.
And then it was 100 hours, right? Then it was 100 hours of YouTube, like, uploaded every day and 2008, right? But then in 2012, it decreased to 60 hours per day, which, yes, is still way too much content, which is an insane amount of content, but...
Hey, Slash.
It's kind of crazy. Hey, Bullet, how you doing? It decreased to 60, which is kind of crazy. I didn't know that. And then in 2013, the next year, it went up to 300 hours, right? That's the weird thing about it. So it increased and then decreased and then increased again. Or like, I never knew that it increased. I thought it was always doing an uptick every year.
I'm still upset of what happened.
Yeah, have you contacted them on Twitter yet at all? Oh my god, hold on, wait. Oh no, in 2014. Wait, in 2014 it decreased to 100 again. Okay, so in 2008, it increased to 100 hours of video content per minute, right? So 100 hours of video content per minute on 2008.
My hamster is 2012. Being trying to get my attention.
In 2012, you should pay attention to your hamster. In 2012, it went down to 60, and then in 2013 it went up to 300, but then 2014 it decreased again to 100 hours of video content every
Cassie
minute.
is a one-person party.
That they are, for sure. Yeah, but Bullet, have you contacted Twitter yet with on TikTok? Yeah, and then 2014 or 2015 it increased to 400 hours. Let me see what else.
Yeah.
And then it didn't start increasing to 500 hours per minute until 2019. Okay. Have they responded to you yet or not yet? And then 2022 it went up to 500 hours still. Okay. So
I don't have TikTok.
yeah, I know, I was talking to Bullet. I was bouncing back and forth.
My hamster is humping her bidding.
I'm talking about YouTube content, how much hours are being uploaded. Like, yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it's like, so they went from 6 hours of content and upload every hour.
IGTG by besties.
All right, you have a good night, Cassie. Appreciate you hopping on by. In 2007, they went from 6 hours per minute.
Well, I'm off to bed. Good night.
To all right, you have a good night, Bullet. Appreciate you hopping on by. Hope your account gets unbanned. And then they went up to 100 hours in 2008. 2012 it went back down to 60, and then in 2014 it went up to 300, and then in 2013 it went up to 300, and then 2014 it went down to 100 again. In 2022 it's at 500 hours every minute. What about 2020? Hold on, how many hours? People definitely significantly increased. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. Okay.
The hamster is dancing with the bed.
Dancing with the bed? Yeah, probably. I'm sorry, I'm like just looking at a lot. Okay, in 2020, it was 500 hours as well. So 2019 is when it first increased to 500 hours, which makes sense. What was 2018 then? That was a year before the pandemic, so ooh. They kept it secret in 2018. Interesting. They kept it secret in 2018. And in 2017, no, it's still 300, so yeah, that's so weird. Yeah, in 2015 it was 400, so in 2016 it was... Oh, it decreased again. No, it wasn't. 400, okay. 400, and then 2017 is 500, okay. No, it's still 400. So, yeah. That's wild, though. Anyway, let's actually continue with the point of the video, I guess.
Obvious, video files aren't exactly small, and depending on the number of them that occupy the space on a hard drive, this does quickly
There's
add
a pet
up
watching
over
stream full of
time.
parrots.
And for a website, it's
Pet
no
watching
exception.
stream
Now, of
full of
course, they
parrots.
have data
Yeah, I
centers
know.
located all around the world specifically for storing these videos. Google is a big company, and they have the means and infrastructure to continuously build these and update them. But it must reach a certain limit eventually, right? We're talking about amounts of storage that most of us can't even fathom, and it's only getting bigger.
I can imagine.
So how does YouTube do it? Well, the
That's a good
platform's ability
question.
to host all this content for all this time has been driven by multiple factors, including large amounts of capital, innovative technologies, good timing, and even luck. In fact, these factors are a big reason for why YouTube doesn't really have any competitors. Yes, of course, there's.
Well, they were bought out by Google, so I'd say like when YouTube was still a thing. So
the number of people are watching is insane.
Yeah, the one thing I think is interesting about this is like the one thing I think is interesting about this is the fact that that YouTube was bought by Google. 2 people. Jeez. Yeah, man, that is a very low number of people. That is nothing. But that's fine. I can deal with that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, what YouTube was bought like literally 6 months after it first existed, right? And I remember that, like, people, like, on MySpace were talking... Yeah, you remember MySpace and when people used to post on Facebook? On Facebook and MySpace, people were, like, were talking about YouTube being bought out by Google and how shitty of a move it was and being like, oh, they bought them. They bought them for too long. Look at Ferret Software. I know they have a lot of people watching. I know, they're an animal shelter. Of course they're gonna have a good amount of, how you say it? They're gonna have a significant amount of people watching it. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, they have little emote things at the bottom too now. They didn't have those before.
Stalker LOL.
Stalker? Why am I a stalker for that? Well, no, they say right here that they say right here, the Wigglers of Pirate Software, we rescue ferrets from around Washington and give them a great life here as a forever home. They're fed...
Now isn't this a party?
What the hell? Oh, someone just raided me. Hi. Thank you for raiding me, Wee Master. Sorry. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Appreciate it. I didn't even know people were gonna raid. I never been raided before. Or I don't get raided that often. I apologize. I'm really thrown off. Sorry about that. This tiger has pounced you. Thank you for pouncing then. I appreciate it.
Not you. It's them LOL, but it's a joke.
O-W.
Yeah, there we go. Now you've pounced.
on you.
Thank you for pouncing. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's just it says literally right here, no, it's them, lol, but it's a joke.
I just got done finishing Yakuza 0.
Wait, you're calling the ferret, like, habitat people stalkers? I'm very confused now. Alright. Anyway, we've lost sight of what the stream was originally about. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah.
Hi, William Oster 306 and Ken Yarkin 197.
Also, yes, hello, y'all. Just got finished playing Yakuza 0. Oh, yeah.
Never mind about it, my bad.
No, you're good, you're good. So, yeah, yeah, how is that game, by the way? Is it, like, I know a lot of people, like, are really, like, I don't know, I know a lot of people that were a part, like, originally knew the original Yakuza series, are, like, you know, massive fanatics of it, but they also have, like, some pretty harsh criticisms about it, and they kind of...
It's a great game.
Really nice, yeah. I know a lot of, like, new people kind of love the hell out of it, but, you know, I don't know. I know that probably doesn't mean much compared to, like, you know, avid fans. So, It's good to hear, yeah.
I'm going to bed now, so good night.
Yeah, of course. You have a good night, Wee Master. Appreciate you hopping on by. Okay, I need to make a giant fucking fist. Alright, anyway.
I want ferret emotes.
Anyway, we need to get to the damn point of what this guy was talking about, because I never, all we got is that Google is huge and has a bunch of data, and, like, video files take up a bunch of data, and what I call it, and 500 hours of content was uploaded to YouTube every, minute. Cool, awesome. Anyway, let's
TikTok.
listen.
That's a very nuanced comparison, and we'll get more into that in a minute. We first need to provide a little historical context for the time when YouTube first launched. Video sharing sites certainly did exist, but there were problems. They were often hyperlinked.
To be honest, it also was like me trying to make sure that I was making sure that, no, you're right, it was an ADHD moment. No, that's true. It's a certified ADHD moment.
That required users to actually download the video file to their computer in order to view it, rather than using an online video player. The ones that...
Yeah, I remember doing that back in the day, where it was just where you had to so it was... Flash was such a big fucking thing at the time, and it was really nice to have. But when people had to download videos, I remember there were so many websites that give you so many fucking viruses, and that's the reason why a lot of people just kept telling people it's no, only look at the Flash ones, because and even then some of the websites would just give your fucking computer a virus all the fucking time. It was so goddamn annoying. It was just that's the one thing I do not miss about the old internet, is the fact that there is just there's just so many viruses everywhere all the time, and it bugged the shit out of me. But and it was it was just not good, man. A lot of people just hated it. Don't worry, I'm also not gonna leave him here. I'm just trying to figure out the fucking proportion here, because I am gonna give him 2 giant fucking fists. You know what? Maybe I need to clear them for a second, and only keep 8 Mars on here. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. That was always what was really annoying to me. I don't know if Kenny Arkenpony is still here. If you are, hello. How are you? How was the last stream? How was Yakuza 0? Did you like it? How did you feel about it? And how do you feel about Spyro? No.
That did have a video player were often placed behind paywalls, and users also had to pay to upload their own content depending on how much space they were taking up on the web servers.
Yeah, that was also a problem. I remember that too well, and that was the reason why I couldn't make content for a while. But hey,
was also an upload limit. There was a bit of a barrier to entry, and the concept of such a site was essentially in its experimental phases. YouTube was revolutionary because it was the first video website to solve these problems. As long as you had Flash Player installed, you could watch it through a built...
Yep, there we go. Adobe Flash Player. And no, Adobe was not the first one, or YouTube was not the first one to do that, though. Newgrounds was, but Flash definitely was a big thing back then. It worked really. That was the main thing. That was just fucking amazing to have. That was it was perfect.
In video player, and anybody could upload videos to the site for free. Additionally,
yeah, and that's kind of the funny thing though too, is so there was 2 ways of having Flash Player play, right? There was downloading it, and you had to play it by what do you call it? There used to be downloading Flash, and then like, you know, the website would be able to like go through like actually helping you watch like YouTube videos, right? But then Newgrounds was a little different in the revolutionary phase when it came to that, because Newgrounds was the one that actually made it possible for Flash to play without having to, how do you say, without having to, sorry, one second, without having to like ever worry about what do I call it, having to worry about downloading Flash, which is why Newgrounds is a lot more like prominent back in the day. With YouTube, you needed Flash at the time, and Flash just, some people just couldn't get access to it. I mean, not couldn't get access to it, but like, you know, you couldn't just look up like how to find Flash. You just had to hope the one that you were downloading wasn't the virus and was the official website. So, yeah.
You could also embed these videos on your website, where people could also play them online away from the site.
Yeah, man, that was nice.
Yes, websites like Newgrounds were arguably
Yep,
the
there it
closest
is.
thing to a YouTube-like site at the time, since
There
it
we go.
also had a built-in player. But there was a
Yes.
5 megabyte limit on Flash files, and the
There we go,
audience for
yeah.
Newgrounds was much more niche and oriented towards gaming rather than silly videos.
Yeah.
In fact, YouTube didn't introduce an upload limit until around 2006 to combat copyright infringement, and even then, it was only limited to 10 minutes. Naturally,
Yeah.
YouTube's simplistic design and mission statement allowed it to blow up. And almost a
Oh my god, okay. Very weird thing here. But I remember uploading videos on YouTube back in the day, man. Oh my fucking god. It took hours. And I mean, you had to dedicate, like, you had to make sure that you weren't going to be doing anything that day, and you had to, like, make sure that the video was actually going to upload. And, like, you didn't have to sit there at the computer, but you had to keep checking it, right? So what you would do is you would have to go through this, like, annoying fucking process just to get, like, the video on your computer, right? And then on the computer, you would have to, like, when you upload it on YouTube, you'd have to, like, make sure that it, like, you go through that process of it actually, like, making sure that processes the video, right? And then it would take, like, an hour to load every fucking, like, I would say maybe minute and a half minute of YouTube. It would, like, and I'm not joking you, like, or, like, and then eventually, like, I don't think you realize how big of a deal it was when they did it, where it was like, when Google bought it, I think it, like, lowered to, like, 10 minutes. Or, not 10 minutes, but it was, like, 30 minutes. Every 30 fucking minutes, there was, like, or every 30 minutes, it would update, like, every minute of, like, YouTube videos. That's the real reason why YouTube videos were so short. That's why they were 2 minutes long. That's why they were a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If people uploaded a 10-minute fucking video at the time, it was insane. People were just seen as bonkers if you uploaded a 10-minute video. Like, if you uploaded anything that was 10 minutes or longer at the time, it was just, you were just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. There was no reason for you to upload shit at that long at the time. Because you know, their algorithm wasn't set up yet. There wasn't an algorithm. There wasn't, like, anything really necessarily like that. I mean, there was an algorithm, but not like the algorithm that people talk about, like, nowadays, right? It wasn't that. So just people essentially, like, ended up making, what do you call it? People just ended up just making shit they wanted to, right? So it's just like, it just, or not shit they want to. People were just making short videos. Like, you had a timer. I remember having my little camera and, like, and, what do you call it? And, like, looking at the timer to be like, okay, how long is this video? Oh, how long is this video? How long is this video? Is it short enough to be uploaded on YouTube? Because if not, you had to upload it in fucking parts. there's a reason why old gaming, like, the thing is, this is the reason why people tell you that parts on YouTube don't work anymore. And the problem is, I don't think people are very clear about why. The reason why is because of the history of it, right? Because, like, back then, uploading parts was the only way you could upload gaming videos at the time. And even then, gaming wasn't a thing at the time for a while. Like, gaming videos weren't really necessarily a thing until, like, maybe, like, the Call of Duty era. And even then, people were still, like, you know, like, it was a very different type of, like, genre, right? It just, at the time, it was very much like, you know, everybody did skit videos. That was the thing at the time, was skits. Skits this, skits that, skits. Like, if you search anything up that is 2008 to 2012, it would be either archive footage of previous, like, it would be archive footage of previous, you know, things that already existed, or be something that was, like, which already was insane at the time, or it would be like, skit videos. That was it, you know? And yes, animations were a thing, right? I don't know, man. Like, and animations were a thing as well, but those were people that had, like, access to, like, you know, Adobe Flash at the time, right? So it was just weird, right? People just did what they, like, people just, like, had a thing that they followed and they adapted to the limitations, right? Technological limitations is the reason why YouTube, it was the way that it was at the time. That is why a lot of times when people watch stuff from back in the day, it seems way more creative than it is now, because back then you were limited, right? You were limited to a certain amount. That is why Vine was so creative, was because you were limited to 6-second videos, eventually increasing to 30-second videos. And that was, like, that was the thing. That's how you were creative. That's how you did shit. That is just, when human beings have a limitation, they actually have way more creative ability than when they started, right? I don't think people recognize that. And that's the one thing I think people should realize, is that limitations are important when it comes to human creativity sometimes. And in this circumstance, it just worked, right? It sucked because there was a lot of potential videos that could have definitely been involved, right? Or that could have definitely been, like, really good, right? But, you know, people adapted. People figured it out, you know? Parts were just a thing at the time. And I don't mind being, you know, and that's the thing is, nobody minded that. Hell, I didn't mind watching my gaming video, like, if I didn't mind watching, like, gaming videos in that format. But again, gaming videos weren't common back then, so it was mostly skit videos. Made by teenagers, by the way. Like, all of them were, like, teenagers at the time. There was very rarely, like, adults on that like, actually, there was, honestly, I don't think there was any really adults on that platform for a while, and if they were adults, they were young adults, man. They were, like, barely in college. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, YouTube was an interesting place at the time. And, like, when I say I have history with it, I have some fucking history with it. Like, I've been there since the beginning, you know? I don't know. Anyway.
Immediately after, other video sharing sites with very similar setups started emerging. I've talked more in detail about all this in the past on my YouTube history series, but luck was actually a huge component in why YouTube survived as the leading video sharing site while these other ones quickly died out. Because you're probably wondering, how was a website founded by 3 PayPal employees able to afford to support all this bandwidth for these?
Oh yeah, crazy enough. You know
YouTube
what's
his first boyfriend.
Yeah. You know what's also really funny about YouTube as well? Yeah. They were started by PayPal dudes. PayPal. Ain't that crazy? They were started by PayPal people, which is crazy to see the jump from this is how full circle, how much history repeats itself. Yeah. Here's the thing is, here's the history of what do you call it? That is the history of of how much history repeats itself, right? Because PayPal used to be good at one point, right? But then eventually it turned evil. And then, it's funny how it just comes back around. And the thing that's the people that used to start it in the first place, or the company that used to start in the first place, is now fucking it in the ass. And because of what they used to know what YouTube was, right? That's how they knew how to steal shit. This is how far back a lot of the evil shit goes that they do, right? With the whole honey scam thing, a lot of people are wondering how the fuck they even did it in the first place with that whole affiliate bullshit. This is how they did it. This is how they got into it. This is how they got people to get sponsored by it. This is the reason why they look the other way. Ugh. It is insane to me that that people do not do their research, because something that simple, when people lose sight of what these places do and how much history they have behind them, people just choose to not pay attention to it. And that's the thing is, everybody expected PayPal to do it, right? But nobody knows how they did it.
Damn ad.
Or how they got away with it. Damn it. Fucking ads. Just sit here and wait.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what the history was with it, right? PayPal, the whole honey thing was able to happen because PayPal has had previous history with YouTube previously. That's how they got in the first place. That's how they were able to get YouTube to look the other way. It's just these companies have their ways. People need to look into history when it comes to whatever the hell pops up, right? This is why a lot of people don't trust YouTube sponsors, because a lot of times their history is very spotty and sketchy. And a lot of times people wonder how YouTube even got involved with it, and why people's partner managers are the ones that are oh yeah, no, this is safe, this is something that can be approved, and something that you won't get something that won't happen to you, right? There's some reason and some process. And the problem is it's not as fair as people think it is. It's not just some random person can sponsor some random YouTuber, right? Just YouTube won't allow that if they, if it keeps happening over and over again. That's how it goes, unfortunately. But at the same time, it's YouTube is has a reason why certain things happen. They have something going on, and that's pretty much it, right? That is just, they always have something going on, no matter what. And that's why I never trust this fucking platform. That's why I never trust the creators. That's why I never trust full-time creators, because who knows? who knows, who's the sketchy motherfucker that essentially knew this history. Like I said, I don't know if YouTubers know that. I don't know if a lot of YouTubers know the history of YouTube. Like, a lot of them know, like, the basic history, right? Like, stuff like this. But a lot of people don't know stuff about YouTube. They don't know about the dark side of it back in the day, you know? There was always, like, a dark side. It's just this dark side is just shown, you know, later now. Because, you know, people don't pay attention to it that much anymore. So, there's no reason to really, like... Yeah, there's no reason to, you know, like, have people... what do you call it? Well, there is a reason, but there's no, you know, at the time, it didn't seem like there was nothing really people could do about it, and people still can't do anything about it now.
I mostly use YouTube for niche music and streams.
For niche music and streams, yeah. And that's the interesting thing. I didn't know people watch YouTube for streaming, right? That's another weird thing I thought was always odd. Was like people, like, I mean, people go on TikTok, right, just to watch streams. That's the weird thing is, too. Like, that's the one thing I thought, like, TikTok was, like, the brain rot, like, scroll like crazy type of content, right? But then, apparently, there are people that just go on TikTok to watch streams, you know? Just like there are people that go on Twitch to watch streams, you know? So, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, you know? It's like if you want to just have something in the background and not and have somebody have a long form way of content, that is a good way to do it, right?
YouTube stream is new to me.
Yeah. YouTube stream is new to me. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, so you mainly watched on Twitch before then, probably. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's always interesting to me that there's very few platforms that are like social media-esque, but it is very interesting to me that there are people that still just browse and like have like, you know, this sense of patience where they are willing to, you know, use time to watch people that might be entertaining, you know, at one point, maybe run into somebody that might be interesting. So, I mean, you know, you clearly haven't found it because you're listening to me, but, you know, I appreciate it either way. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's a very interesting thing that, like, that exists with that, right? And, what was I gonna say? And I don't know, that just makes me have a lot more confidence with people, is the fact that, like, that there are just some people that just explore still. And that's kind of the reason why I thought, like, I know that not as many people explore, but I didn't realize, like, it was so bad to the level where people are, like, bringing it up, you know? Like, I mean, we watched a fucking video that was about it, and this guy was like, oh, is it weird that everything's being recommended to you and you don't have a choice? And I'm like, well, not really, because you're being recommended the stuff you want anyway. And you probably watch something else if it wasn't for that, so I don't know. People want to search something, they'll search something, you know?
Videos.
But,
well, the answer is they couldn't. This was actually becoming a huge problem for the site at that time. From 2005 to 2006, YouTube hosted all its content on a web service called Server Beach. At this time, the company had a special where clients could use unlimited bandwidth for their sites if they paid a certain price for it for a specified length of time. These servers were where all the videos would go. While Server Beach offered unlimited bandwidth, it was more like unlimited bandwidth. It was really meant to entice people who had reasonable means of operation for a website and didn't want to deal with too many constraints.
Oh, and
Basically, give them
YouTube tried to
more
do that?
freedom. But because YouTube was such an outlier, this loophole in advertising, for lack of a better word, was starting to become unsustainable.
Yeah, and well, there you go. So it's just straight up just people that, and there you go. It's just like, you know, you know, when you, I don't remember the point I was making.
Just for
Sorry.
freedom.
What did he
but
say?
because YouTube was such an outlier, this loophole in advertising, for lack of a better word, was starting to become unsustainable. Just for perspective, by 2007, YouTube consumed as much bandwidth as the entire internet in 2000. Server Beach was biting off
Really?
more than it could chew.
I did not know
and
that.
something quickly had to be done. Yes, YouTube's market value was skyrocketing at this time, but in terms of its
But they haven't
actual
made
cash
money.
reserves,
Yeah.
the company was bleeding money because of this issue.
Yeah, and they didn't start making money until, like, weirdly enough, I think it was a little bit before the pandemic, but not much. I think, so as crazy as it is, as bad as this may sound, and
I think most people are moving away from podcasts to streams because we want real-time community.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that makes sense. I guess, yeah, huh. I guess that makes sense that podcasters are kind of, or that people that like podcasts are moving to streams. That actually makes sense, because I didn't know what type of people would be watching live streams, but I guess, yeah. I guess people that watch podcasts probably, huh. That makes sense, because podcasts are a lot more artificial. I don't know, they're kind of real, but, and, you know, they're semi-edited, but not, like, fully edited. So I get it, you know. Having a streamer actually directly talk to you one-on-one seems a little better than, like, than having a, you know, than having, like, you know, like, talk in a comment and then have them basically only do that as, like, a side thing and then be like, oh, thank you everybody, and then not even actually, like, respond to anybody. Yeah, so. But that's because of all the people commenting on their original channel, so, you know, that's how it goes. Podcasts are usually always, like, a second channel thing for people, most of the time. So, I get it.
Now, this is an important distinction to make, because it may sound a bit confusing that a company can be worth so much money and have no money at the same time.
Oh yeah, I was talking about them bleeding money. Yeah, I know. I'm not going, so yeah, yeah, the crazy thing is...
I don't know what to draw.
Crazy theory. Hold on. Draw...
Podcasts are a big deal during 2020.
Yeah, that makes sense. So here's the thing. I'm going to be completely honest. I think COVID saved YouTube. I think COVID is what made YouTube saved YouTube. Because I remember people talking about YouTube for so long that it could have just shut down at one point. Google could have just eventually not had it be a thing. Ever since when 2012 happened, right? Everybody was talking, like, this was a thing. I was talking with other people of, like, on other YouTube channels. This was, like, when I was still working with Machinima, and Machinima and, like, Rooster Teeth, and, like, a lot of, like, Call of Duty YouTubers, Xbox people, like, people I was talking to on Xbox that were, like, doing, like, Minecraft stuff at the time. A lot of them were, like, yeah, it's, like, YouTube's not, you know, it's, like, YouTube's been talking, like, you know, been talking about, like, a lot of their issues, right? And every year, like, ever since, like, once 2013, like, that year, they were just like, YouTube needs to, like, you know, pull themselves around, because if they keep bleeding money like this and they don't get these advertisers to actually give them more income, then they're just not going to make money, right? There might be a thing where people just don't get monetized after a while, like, eventually they'll just increase the threshold of monetization, right? But then that didn't end up happening. But then, but people were still confident about it, right? And then the adpocalypse happened in 2013, which essentially everybody thought that was going to kill YouTube. Everybody was so fucking fearful that that was going to kill YouTube, because that meant that basically no one was making money. Like, people are making, like, something, but it was like, there was a very high chance of every single fucking video that people were uploading full-time, like, people that were doing it, I mean, it was still very rare for people to do it full-time, but even the people that were doing it part-time were still, like, were just getting fucking their, every small channel, every channel that was at, and 100,000 was, like,
Online
a
relationships was
million,
normalized because of
like
cover.
it is today. Yeah, no. Parasocial relationships were normalized because of YouTube. No. YouTube had parasocial relationships way before. They made that shit back in 2012. That shit's been a thing since 2012. No. COVID is not what, like, COVID made it worse, yes, but parasocial relationships exist because of like social media period. That shit was happening all the way back in 2012. You know, I know that's true. So but anyway, sorry, let me continue the whole thing about, like, the adpocalypse, because I know YouTubers still talk about it, but in 2013 the adpocalypse was like,
okay, gotcha,
was happening, right? I don't remember exactly what was happening in 2016. I think it happened in 2016 for, like, a small bit again. But, like, that's when 2013 is when people thought YouTube was gonna be gone, right? Because there was no way. They weren't just bleeding money. They had a little small wound, and then that wound just got larger. And eventually, like, they just kept losing it in 2013, 2014, 2015, and then in 2016 it was just like, it's like, they recovered a little bit in, like, 2015, 2014. Like, 2014 was an okay year for them, and then 2015 was also okay, and then 2016 came, and then another adpocalypse happened, and they were just like, dude, YouTube is fucking doomed. There's no way it's gonna last any longer. And then in 2017, it somehow was still there, and it still was kicking. Like, I don't know fucking how, but it was still kicking. It was wild how much, like, how long it was going on for. And then 2018 happened, and people are still talking about, like, okay, this is the year that there is no, this is, like, finally, YouTube was not being, like, fully, they weren't bleeding money
People IRL quoting everything from the
insanely
internet,
terribly,
which makes them chronically
right?
online NPC.
People IRL quoting everything from the internet, which makes them chronically online NPC. Yeah, straight up. I mean, then in, like, 2018, sorry, I'll get to that in a second. I apologize. I'll get to that in a moment. In 2018, it's just like, people were like, I'm not gonna be here forever. I don't know if YouTube could end this year, right? Like, but they were finally at a point where they were getting, like, they weren't making insane profit or anything. They weren't even in the middle, but they were only losing just a smidge, teeny tiny bit. It was way less. And then later, within the late year of 2018, they were in the middle, right? They were finally plateauing, to finally making enough where they can just plateau. But that still wasn't enough, because they already bled all this money. They already lost all this money. So people were still afraid that it was going to shut down. That's the scary part about it. And then fucking 2019 happened. And that is when fucking COVID hit. And that is, like, the year that, like, it was a little before COVID hit, luckily, that they actually started making a teeny tiny bit of profit. But then COVID hit, And then people were just like, oh, fuck me. This platform is doomed, right? There is no way this platform is going to survive in like another adpocalypse. But turns out that was actually the best thing that could have happened to it. Because why? Every single human being that had every single, like, that had all of these different abilities and all these different interests were going on the internet and making stuff that was not just gaming videos. It wasn't just gaming videos and animation, right? Because all the way from 2008 to 2019, maybe 2018, I'm going to say 2018, it was gaming and animation and like commentary stuff, right? Like commentary videos, animation, like story time videos, like just very much things that were very internet based, right? That was pretty much it. Because of COVID, you now have they now finally brought in people that actually have useful skills. Back then, yes, there was tutorials and shit for a lot of things, right? But nowadays, once 2019 happened, finally, you can look up anything you want, and you can actually get something that's useful. That was not a thing before that. It was still partially a thing, but a lot of times those YouTube videos were just incorrect, and usually, like, it could fuck up a lot of times, or sometimes it was just pure scams. But, you know, 2019 happened, and all these people that have these real useful skills in the real world, that have these real hobbies, made YouTube channels and made videos. And now YouTube is not just a landscape for commentary channels, it's not just like this small niche thing anymore. It is no longer a thing for people to just make like internet based things. It is now a thing for hobbies and for useful skills and for businesses and for like interesting locations in the world, right? Like, it is very much now an informational place. That is what saved it. Podcast, sure, but that full-blown podcasts are not what saved. Podcasts are not what saved it. I hate to say it. Podcasts definitely got more prominent, but again, useful hobbies and useful skills were what got this platform the way it is. Because it was the information that came on this platform that made it actually profitable. In 2021, they finally made a profit. And yes, are they greedy? Yes. Are they a pain in the ass? Yes. Have they been a platform that is not cared about its users? Yeah, they've been kind of doing that shit since 2016. But the thing is, despite all of that, they at least are going to be around forever now because of that. If they don't lose Gen Z, but you know, I think they will be a platform forever now. COVID saved YouTube. It was a trying time for sure, but it saved YouTube. I don't know how the hell Google was able to keep it for so long. They made profit elsewhere, right? But I don't know why they kept it around for so long, because, you know, corporate companies typically don't. But it was a good move on their part, because now they are fucking rolling in money. They're still making up for a lot of it, right? But they are rolling in cash now because of it. Now they're the big dogs. They're the big motherfuckers, right? They're the big guys. Social media now is is now everyone wants to be a YouTuber, right? Back then, no one wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to be a YouTuber, but nobody wanted to be a YouTuber because at the time, you kept being a YouTuber secret because everybody thought it was like goofy.
We're in our own matrix.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. People thought it was goofy, right? People thought it was stupid. People thought it was ridiculous. People thought it was just like, oh, that can't be a full career. And they were right. It couldn't have been. It was like, there was no way that was going to be a career that you were going to have for your entire life, right? It just wasn't going to happen. People thought that it was like, oh, this is only going to be around for a little bit. This is only going to be around for long enough until it's over, right? But now it's not like that anymore. And if for how much like everybody is like, oh yeah, YouTube can end up being like a platform that like, you know, YouTube could still fail now. And I'm like, yeah, it could. True. But again, I don't know. I think AI is definitely trying to kill social media, but the problem is YouTube has taken TikTok's algorithm and like, because TikTok had a better algorithm than YouTube for a while, right? But then, you know, TikTok had to give away all of their important shit to show how their algorithm works, and now YouTube has it. And now YouTube does exactly that. YouTube is going to be around forever because of that. You know, as much as people are going to be like, oh, AI is going to kill the internet, I don't think it will fully kill it. I just think there's going to be parts of the internet. I think there's going to be a lot more slop on the internet. And I think they're going to fucking overflow the hell out of the internet. But again, I feel like that problem is going to come up at one point and they're going to have to deal with it. You know, I don't know how they're going to deal with it, but they're going to have to deal with it. You know, but YouTube is going to be around for a very long time. I know that's true. They just are. Are they going to, like I said, are they going to be like extremely profitable and shit? Like they are extremely profitable right now? Yes. But again, as bad as this sounds, as much as they don't treat their creators like creators anymore, maybe it's for the best, because at the very least, you know, like, I feel like there's ways that we could go around it, right? It's no longer our platform, and yes, it's disheartening, but at the same time, like...
There's few skateboarder and scooters vloggers in the skate park I go to.
There's a few skateboarder and scooter vloggers that go to the skate park. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, is back then, people used to secretly do that shit, right? If you had a hobby, you would secretly do it for YouTube. You wouldn't tell people you're on YouTube, right? You wouldn't tell people that you're a YouTuber. That's the thing, is if I tell people I'm a YouTuber now, people are like, oh, that's cool. You know, like, people found out I have a TikTok, and they're like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, no, it's not. It's lame as shit. It's like, it's lame as fuck now to be a YouTuber. Like, back then, it used to be special, right? Like, I actually used to consider it special, because it was actually cool for me. People used to make fun of it at the time. Now I just think that a lot of the people are just greedy assholes that really, like, I mean, everybody, like, they've been greedy, right? But, like, now I just think that it's just more prominent than ever, than that people have just lost sight of what the fuck, like, people just don't know what social media even is in the first place. Nobody knew how we started in the first place. I'm the OG. I'm the original guy. I'm the video game boy. I'm the one who wins. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, I'm the OG of the internet. As bad as this sounds, as much as people don't want to, like, as much as people fucking, like, are gonna call me fucking, you know, terrible for saying this phrase, I am better than modern day YouTubers, because I have the old circumstance and old experiences that all of them do. If I wanted to do their shit, then I would do it. but I
Some of them
choose
do ask
not
for my
to.
consent if they're filming me chatting with them.
Some of them do ask for my consent if they're filming me chatting with them. Well, yeah, that's fine, right? And that's the thing is, they do that for legal means by that point, but like, because you can, if somebody films you illegally, you can, or if somebody films you, you can sue them for defamation if they ever like smear your name. Just letting you know that. But you know, but anyway, sorry, Karen coming out on me there, but you know, I don't give a shit about YouTubers anymore, so. Yeah, you know, it's just fucking why? Ay. Are we back?
Hello.
Of course. Fucking damn Twitch, man. Yeah, they could be like Twitch where their shit just doesn't work half the time. Yeah, I mean, you know. Ay, hold on. Anyway, yeah. Here's the thing, too. Yeah, like, they could be bleeding money just like, they could be bleeding money just like Twitch is, you know? I mean, you notice how probably Twitch is right now, where it's, like, falling... Like, I wonder if this is more of a problem with Twitch right now than it is with me at the moment. But, like, you know, it's like... Twitch is still bleeding money, right? Like, it is not made a profit still. I don't know how, or, like, let me see, hold on. Has Twitch made a profit yet? Is Twitch making a profit? Let's see. COVID was the chance for Twitch to bounce back, but I don't know if Twitch has made a profit. Nope. Not profitable. Yeah. And that's where the problem is, man. It's like financial struggles have led to significant layoff with Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, YouTube got lucky. I don't know if Twitch is going to. We're starting to notice how much it is like losing profit, right? Like it is definitely something that is happening. Amazon saved Twitch when it purchased the company many years ago, and I doubt Twitch would still be around if it had not been acquired. Dan Clancy recently confirmed that Twitch is not profitable, which was never a secret. The only way Twitch to die would be if Amazon decided to shut down Twitch. Oh. Let's see. No, even if Twitch itself is an entity, is net negative every year because it is owned by Amazon and because Prime Gaming exists, it encourages people to get Amazon Prime for the Prime Gaming loots, which eventually leads to people shopping on Amazon. Oh. So they're still doing the Google method.
They're not famous vloggers just self-documenting their ordinary life just so they don't be forgotten when they're gone.
They're not famous vloggers just self-documenting their ordinary life just so they don't be forgotten when they're gone. What, Twitch or YouTube? Oh no, you mean the skateboarders. Got it. Yeah. I mean, fame is also like such a... It's so easy to acquire now. I'm sorry to say it, but like it's just not as impressive as it was before, right? Like, you know, it's just not as impressive as it was before. And I'm like, I don't know, man. If people are just like, oh, yes, I have X amount of followers. All right, good job. You were able to do it in the Lord of 2025, right? You're able to do it post 2012. I would be more impressed if you did it back in the day, right? But, like, because back in the day, subscribers meant something, right? Like, followers meant something. People, like, actually meant something. But now it's like, people just look at it like it's numbers. And there's not people that actually care about what they do anymore. And that's kind of the thing that really bugs me. That's why I'm the way that I am. Content creators fucking hate me because I've been back. Like, I say how much content creators hate me, but it is literally because I criticize everything on the fucking internet. Like, I watched, like, Wildcard today, man. They are the fakest motherfuckers around. Like, there was something in it that I just was clearly scripted, right? It was 100% fucking scripted. Like, they were playing like Jackbox, right? And they were like, oh yeah, we played every single Jackbox game, right? And it was just like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. Is it for a video? Sure. But maybe it's just a bunch of people hanging out that want to hang out. But, you know, it's a required hangout, fair enough, okay, it's your job, whatever, right? You're playing Jackbox, you're having fun, right? There was a bit in it. There was, like, one bit that pissed me off, but then there was, like, a part in it that they were playing that little drawing game, right? That was, like, something, like, called Charged Up or something like that. And they were, like, where you pin drawings against each other, right? And then people, like, vote on it, right?
Color stream is unscripted, lol.
Yeah. It is. I promise everybody it's totally scripted. Hey guys, flip to page 3. Good job. Yeah, make sure to say how awesome this is. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking it was artificial. That's the thing is, like, you could fucking tell from like an easy glance that these guys were like, okay, sorry, let me bring up the example, right? There was my neighbors were probably pissed off at hearing that. Yeah, there was clearly parts, right, that were for sure scripted, right? Like, they had like a few drawings, right?
Color is a great method actor, lol.
But like, in that game, Color is a great method actor. Lol. Yeah. God, I wish. Yeah, they essentially here. You know what? No, fuck it. Let me show you the video. I say fuck it. I'm gonna show you this video. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. No, see the clip is too fucking long. It's too long, man. That's the problem is. So essentially, I'll just what do you call it? I'll give you the cliff notes of it, right? Hold on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and they're even keeping the hype of it too as well. Hold on. So this part really pissed me off, but I'll come back to it later. 39:52. Hold on, let me just put that in the thing. 39:52. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, like, let me go to picture real fast. Like, pull this thing up. Delete that. And then it's picture in picture. Perfect. Okay. So not this part. Let me see if I can find it. It's like the one where they're like have drawings fighting each other. So there's that one, there's that one, there's that one. Oh, not that one. Not that one. This one
fucking also is very obvious, but let me see where it started. No, it was way before this. No, it was right fucking here. So I could tell that there was definitely a bit happening before, but let me see if I can find it. So
Kanye West again, lol.
Yeah.
To be a lot.
So they essentially, like, at first, they were doing, like, inside jokes, right? Like, at first they were using, like, what do I call it? They're using inside jokes, right? Which makes sense. Alright, like, oops, hold on. Nope, that's Murder Party. Hold on. So it's like they start with inside jokes, right? Okay, that's the typical YouTuber thing. You start with, like, inside jokes that your channel had, right? And it's like completely natural, right? Like seems like it's just kind of being a homage to this channel because I think I've seen some of this stuff before and it's fairly normal, right? But then it's just like then all of a sudden it happens again where it's like the same theme again and then it's like very similar concepts and then this, where it's like the joke to, you know, there was like a perfectly set up joke with like the whole Chris Chan and jail thing. That seems a little suspicious, but I'm like, okay, whatever. It could be convenient, right? But even look at the drawing. Look at the drawing. It looks the same. So it's like, there was clearly something here. There was clearly Chris Chan, and then look at the dude on the other end. He has the same outfit. That is clearly scripted. Like, that part already, like, seems scripted, right? Like, but again, not fully suspicious yet, right? Not entirely suspicious yet. But then, like, watch this shit. And then, here we go, boom. And then another fucking joke that coincides with each other. Hold on. Another joke that coincides with each other. Right after the other one. Weird how that works, right? Like, and I get it. Oh, but it's edited, so it's probably like they probably did a bunch of other things that sucked, right? But no, they went from one to the next. I don't think there was a big cut here at all. You know, there's maybe like some extra dialogue cut out, right? And then watch this shit. Hold on.
Is scripted laziness?
Yeah. Is scripted? Yeah. Not entirely. It's just disingenuous. It's disingenuous and it's not and it's opaque as shit. Like this one, definitely I don't know if this was scripted or not, but like, you know, they definitely you know, it's just, it's clear, right? There wasn't like genuine reaction. Like the reactions also like yes, they are emphasized, they're laughing, but the thing is, they are full blown, like they're full blown to the level where they are not like what do I call it? They were full blown to the level where they are like trying to farm clips, right? Like that was clearly to get people to get clips. That was for them to get clips for shorts. I know that's what they were doing. They were doing that to get a short for this channel. They're doing that to get a short for this place. And for other people to take these clips out of context. So there's that, right? Like, and then this same fucking thing. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand how this happens. And then the Shrek and Donkey thing, like, or Danky, whatever the fuck. I'm like, dude, I guess this one, the prompt was the swamp, right? So that one could be coincidence, right? But then you go to this fucking game, right? Or not this game. You go to fucking, then you go like all the way to this game. Like at first I was very like, I just, you know, it's a bit, right? But then like from the beginning,
I guess I have a different definition of laziness.
Yeah, well, it's not lazy, right? It's not necessarily lazy, there was a lot of like emphasis and coordination, right? That they're like, oh hey, let's like farm some clips. It's just not transparent. I use that word a lot. Yes, but the problem is it is just not transparent. It is manipulative, and you are farming you are trying to farm people to make you think that you have genuine laughter, right? Now, here's the thing. Now, compare it to a different channel. Now, let me take a channel that is almost the same size as all of these guys together, right?
Transparent is raw LOL.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, you don't have to be raw, right? You can have heavily edited videos and make it to the level where, like, you can have heavily edited videos and still just be genuine with your content. You know? Like, it's just... It doesn't work, right? Like, it doesn't work when it's, like, it doesn't work when it's just... Or here's the thing, it does work. They get money off of it. They farm clips. They make income because they make people think that they're genuinely just having like they might be having fun, sure, but they're not being real. Like, what's the fucking point? You're playing fucking Jackbox, for Christ's fucking sake, right? So what's the point? Like, then compared to these guys, right? Like, okay, now these guys, essentially, these responses start off stupid, right? They start off inconsistent, they start off weird, they start off like not, like they don't really know exactly, it's very unrelated, right? These responses are super unrelated to each other. Like, these responses are way more unrelated to each other. It is inconsistent, right? Which is how you know it's genuine. This is how you know people are just playing and having fun. Are they doing it for their job? Sure, why the fuck not? But, again, it's heavily edited, but there's no disingenuous nature here. There is no, oh yes, I am farming clips. Raw clips that are edited up. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is, these are edited like hell, right? But again, yeah, there you go, yeah. Raw clips that are edited up, you're exactly right. Genuine reactions, genuine laughter, genuine fun, compared to people that are just doing this shit, right? And let me see, hold on, this was made 2 weeks ago, right? And this got really popular. So let me see when Wildcard made their shit, right? And RT Game posted that video, the second part video 3 days ago. So let me see. Yeah. Okay, and so then, yes, and then essentially, Wildcard out of nowhere decided to play Jackbox. Which means that I know exactly what they did. They went on their own channels and they looked on the recommended page, right? They looked out, not the recommended page, but they looked at their own recommendeds, right? So essentially...
I called it Hollywood magic techniques.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. You're exactly right. It is Hollywood magic techniques, but just very much, like, just evil. It is manipulative. This is the manipulative shit I was talking about. You know? Like, I mean... Hold on. Like, let me... Hold on. Let me go to my own YouTube studio, right? Let me go to... Let me see here. Let me go to, I think it's analytics. And then, okay, yeah, so you go to your YouTube studio, you go to trends, right? And essentially, these are mine, right? These are ones that they're like, oh, hey, you know, if you want to have some, like, you know, this is stuff that is going to give you some traction, right? This is stuff in your own field. Like, I'm a furry, right? And I get stuff off of other furries, which is funny because it considers quite a furry, which is hilarious. But you know, this is what all these channels do. They see what is popular, and then they do it, right? Which, again, nothing wrong with that. But then the problem is, all you're doing is what these guys did is they looked at, essentially, what I want to say is, essentially, like, they looked at, hold on, I need to fucking pull all this shit together. Damn it, hold on. Damn it, hold on, yeah, I mean, it's like, essentially, they looked at this video, because this one was 2 weeks ago, right? This one was popular, and then they decided that, oh, hey, like, they got that in their own recommended, and decided to make their own fucking version. But it just wasn't that interesting. Or it just wasn't that interesting, or, like, it was, quote-unquote, interesting, right? But the thing is, I have the ability to see through their bullshit. And this video is almost as popular as this one. And yes, you could say, oh yeah, there's like 5 different channels together, right? That are watching this one channel, right? Right? So that's fair, right? But then, at the same fucking time, it's just like... like, what the fuck are you doing by that point? Like, I swear, they got this in their trends right here. They saw, like, in this little thing here, and you can go show all, right? You can even look at all of them if you want to, right? Like, you can look all the ones in your field and be like, oh yeah, so, what do you call it? It's like, you can look at all of these in their field. Oh, Jesus Christ, Cat in Chat is also another one that apparently I'm involved in. Cool. Good. I guess I'm talking about stupid drama as well. Awesome, I love that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. It's like they looked at this catalog, went through, and was just like, let me see what videos might actually be doing me well. And then what happens is it pulled up one of these, or they looked at this video and went, Jackbox. They went at this video and probably a bunch of other videos that were doing Jackbox that was popular, and they made a Jackbox video. You know?
Sorry, ads break.
Damn it! Okay, so let me re-explain it then. So essentially what they did is they went to this Trends tab, right? It is on your YouTube Studio. They go to their Trends tab, and this is usually if you make content after a while. Yeah, if you have like Meow Wolf, yeah. Oh, this guy, Meowfer. Jesus Christ! Wow, they really want me to copy this dude. Anyway, Anyway, yeah. The thing is essentially what it does is it takes all of these videos, right? Or like you go to analytics, you go to trends, and then you look at all these videos, right? And essentially probably they probably had like maybe like 3-4 of these be Jackbox or something, and they went like, okay, Jackbox, man, that's popular, right? And then they made their own version. But they made it artificial. The one thing I don't fucking understand is why did they just not play Jackbox for fun? Why didn't they just record it and play it? Why did they have to farm, like, engagement by faking reactions? Like, why did they have to add these bits that were, like, unnatural?
You and him have a cute nasally voice.
Oh, cool. Great. That's probably another thing, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's just... it frustrates me, right? Like, that's the thing is, this is what I mean by YouTubers are disingenuous now. This is what I mean. Because this is what YouTube gives them, right? And here's the thing is, you can't do this until your channel is established. Like, you can't. It's just impossible. So you have to do your own thing for a bit beforehand. You can do some of these videos, but again, you gotta make a very unique spin on it. Like right now, like this guy's a furry, this guy's a furry. Like I don't make VR stuff, so I make more shitposty stuff. So I would probably go to be like, okay, Gaslight District as Pokemon. Maybe do something similar to that because I'm more like, because I'm involved in that. Like I'm a pup, so I could probably do the whole fetish gear side of the fandom. Maybe make a joke off of that, you know, because I'm not a commentary channel necessarily, not yet at least. And then like, you know, the whole Splatoon thing, maybe do that where tracing. Maybe I can make like, you know, I could talk about this other this guy that's like the quote unquote cringiest furry, but he isn't cringe. God fucking damn it!